Hello, everybody. Welcome to After the Credits, episode 132. Hope everyone is having a wonderful Monday afternoon. I'm joined by Mr. Gene Gray,
Mark
Jay
with a
Green.
mouth.
Yeah, what up, Mark?
Mr. Gene Poole. Yeah, doing well.
Mr. Gene
Doing
Poole,
well.
I like it.
Yeah.
We're coming off of what I call the Super Bowl for nerds, which is San Diego Comic-Con.
Yes.
Which we did. This is kind of our third designated stream to San Diego Comic-Con. We did like a day 1 and 2 recap stream, and then we covered Saturday's Comic-Con stream, which I have a lot more thoughts on Saturday's events now that I've sat with everything a little bit.
Same.
I feel like I think we were kind of like, oh, okay, that was whatever. And the more I sat with it, I was like, I actually really liked what they did Saturday. And I'm much happier than a lot of other people, I think. So we're going to be doing some San Diego recap thoughts and opinions on Saturday and a lot of the other stuff that came out. Obviously, we have another episode of My Adventures with Superman, which... interesting episode for sure. This season, man.
It's fun. I watched that episode, and at the entire time I was watching, I was like, I don't know if Darren's gonna like this one.
This season's testing me because I don't not like them. I'm not like Mr. Grumpy. I'm not like I think it is kind of par with the course of the show to be like, well, episodes are these are on the goofy ones, and then I think like next week, which by the way, and we'll talk about this when we get there, people saw episode 7 early.
Oh, really?
Like they showed it at Comic-Con. They skipped episode 6, which I understand why.
Oh,
and they showed them episode 7. So they saw episode 7 out of context, apparently.
Interesting.
And apparently it's like insane.
I mean, it looks like it's setting up to be very good, but it's so weird. Is like, if that's the track, then we're gonna have maybe like 5 really solid episodes and 5 kind of just like random filler / like villain of the week Saturday morning cartoon episodes.
I feel like season 1 wasn't really like that though. Like
no.
I thought season
it was a lot more to the point. Yeah.
Every episode felt connected to each other, and
even season 2, like there was a lot of like, if it wasn't main story, it was a lot of like Supergirl backstory and Brainiac stuff. Yeah,
it's interesting. I'm excited to talk about that. Obviously, we have some X-Men 97 we'll be getting into after a bit as well, which
we got to go back to the 90s. Very
opposite end of the spectrum there. I have so many thoughts on that episode and theories and where things are going. Before we dive into tangents, let's say hi to chat really quickly. Short Car says, hello, Short Car.
Hello there.
Naruto says hello.
What's
Cameron
good?
says hello. Lena says hello. Great to see you again. Naruto said Latvian witches tease was pointless. I would say pointless.
Yeah.
A lack of knowledge doesn't mean we won't have the knowledge at all, right?
Yeah.
How do we know we're not going to get the witches at like D23?
How do we know they're not in Spider-Man Brand New Day?
That'd be crazy. That's like that's the post-credit scene. It's what's the funniest lineup of characters that could be the witches? I'm thinking Ned Leeds. Ned Leeds would be pretty funny. Actually, let's make them all Spider-Man characters. Make it Ned, Flash, and Paul.
Oh, gosh. Well, did you see... So there was a theory floating around that they're going to either... We all misinterpreted the post-credit scene of Fantastic Four, or they're going to kind of retcon it and change it. That was not Doom, that was one of the witches. Mm-hmm. And one of the witches is a variant of Sue Storm. And that's why... Franklin Richards was like,
here's the thing.
I feel safe here.
I can 100% see that, although they would have had to have lied to us, because they said their words
was that is Doom.
Downey was on set. No, they said that was Downey. Downey was on set, and he was in the mask as they filmed that.
Interesting. Well, my biggest thing that goes in the theory that it is one of the witches is the mask looks so different. Is the mask looks more like the Latverian witch mask than the Doom mask.
It would make sense. It would make a lot of sense to me. Yeah.
But it does kind of look like the Doom mask. Have you seen those quote-unquote leaked images that are kind of like AI upscaled? And there's that one with them like on the ship, and it's Doom that looks kind of like he looks a little funky. And I was thinking yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. We can talk about that here in a second as we talk Comic-Con stuff. Since they skipped Comic-Con, what do you think we'll get the next? This is a good question I've been thinking about.
Yeah. Well, there's been some slight Dexter news rumblings too. Have you seen? I mean, it's not really news. It's more so people trying to make stories that aren't there. If you're unaware, basically, like Dexter Daily and stuff have been posting like, oh, the Trinity Killer spinoff and Original Sin season 2, there might be hope still.
Those, yeah.
And it's mostly just with the fact that Patrick Gibson has had so much success with playing James Bond in 007. And they're basically like, oh, because he's such a much bigger name and he's much more wide appeal now. Maybe it might be better for Paramount to bring these back. I mean, I'd still love to see them again after rewatching. Now I'm kind of going through rewatching everything again, seeing season 4 again. I definitely would love to see more Trinity stuff. I mean, again, I think our pitch for that show, with it being more so like, yes, it's a Trinity show, but it's also Lundy investigating Trinity at the beginning in the early stages.
I think Original Sin is probably properly dead. I feel like I don't see them. You're done. Actually, I don't see them doing that, unfortunately.
No, I still think though that the theory that we had as well, that potentially the way that we get Original Sin season 2 is by using the cast in the main show for flashbacks now.
I think that's what they're gonna do. I do think Trinity could happen, though. Like, Trinity was never picked up officially. They never went with it. They could absolutely, once they get their foundation set with this new main show, they'd be like, yeah, let's just do it. Let's do it as, like, not even as, like, an ongoing show. Like, have it be, like, a one-off season, like, limited series. Because I don't see that going 5 seasons. Like, I think it has to
that would be great.
1, maybe 2 tops. I don't know.
1 or 2 and done, yeah. Like, I think a limited series, like in the same way that originally when New Blood came out, that was supposed to be a 1 and done limited series, and now the way that Original Sin ended, that was a 1 and done limited series. So I don't think that it would be a bad thing. 10 episodes give us the origin of Trinity and the origin of Lundy and his investigation and stuff. I think that would be great.
Yeah.
But Resurrection season 2. I don't know. Does Paramount have any events coming up?
Besides trying to take over Warner Brothers? I don't know. Which apparently that might not happen anymore. Which is...
Yeah. If I had to guess, though, right, it's supposed to be coming out in the fall. I would guess like October, maybe November-ish time. Or I think when Original Sin first came out, I think that was a December drop. And it like aired in December and then finished up in like January, February.
For it?
I don't know.
I thought there was.
I don't think so.
I thought. Is it just fall?
I believe so. Premiere October 2026. It says expected to premiere in October 2026.
I think I did hear October somewhere.
So, yeah.
October is crazy, actually, for us.
But that's great because that feels like old CW airtime.
Yeah. What else is coming out in October? There's a lot. There's
Vision Quest comes out. Yeah.
Clayface.
Yes.
There's something else big. There's something else that's big.
I'm trying to think. GTA 6.
Their games. I mean, we'll probably all still be playing Wolverine at that point, to be honest.
But that's September, right?
It's like September 15th, so depending on how slow of a gamer you are, I guess.
Have to dust off the old PS5.
Movies and shows. What's else coming out that month? these are just movies, isn't it? Digger comes out that month.
Resident Evil, I think, comes out in like September, October, right?
Social Reckoning, I couldn't care about that movie. A new Tom and Jerry movie, Taz.
Okay.
Street Fighter is that month. I also
wow.
couldn't care. I couldn't care about that, unfortunately. Wildwood is coming out that month. I'm very excited for that movie.
Okay.
Have you seen that trailer? It's from the same people that did like Coraline and stuff.
Okay.
New claymation movie. It looks so good.
Oh, when is that? Was it Crystal Lake, the Friday the 13th prequel?
That is probably around that time. Let me see.
Because that looks really good too. Did you see the trailer for that one?
I have not, but I haven't watched the movies yet, which is why I haven't.
I mean, you don't necessarily have to. This is just, I think there's so much Friday the 13th stuff out there. You kind of just need to know the general premise. But
so yeah, Carrie's coming out, and then Crystal Lake. What's that a part of? What's the movie franchise?
Friday the 13th. Yeah, that's Jason Voorhees. So, but this is based off of, because in the first movie, if you remember in Scream, what was one of the questions that Ghostface asked? It was, who is the killer in the first Friday the 13th movie? And everybody thinks it's Jason. It's like, wrong. It's actually Jason's mother in the first movie. So this is the origin of that.
It's Avatar. Avatar was the other one I was thinking of. Okay. They announced the new Avatar show is coming out in October. That's it.
Is that the animated one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let me just bring this up because I feel like we're jumping all over the place. I want to talk. I made this little image for us, and this is not everything. There's a lot that's not on this little page here.
Jarvis, bring up the graphic.
Yes, thank you, Jarvis. I think these are kind of like some of the major highlights, and then there's some other stuff, of course, I don't have here.
Okay.
But let's talk about the big one. Saturday night, Hall H, Marvel. Big shout out to our friends that were in the room when it happened. Mike and Ronan and Omni and all those great guys. I know a lot of people are very disappointed in the panel. But I think I think at the time I was too, because they were hype. People were hyping it up. People were talking about it and saying it's bigger than 2019, which, like, looking back at it, it was never going to be bigger than 2019. I don't know if you remember the 2019, but they gave us like the entire slate of Phase 4 plus Blade, and they were teasing Endgame. It was like,
yes,
Marvel will never be as big as that again.
No,
and I think that's a good thing, actually.
Well, and didn't Kevin Feige have a quote too, basically saying we're going to be focusing on quality over quantity going forward? And I believe he confirmed that there's nothing between Doomsday and Secret Wars. Like, that is it, outside of obviously shows and things. So I'm sure we'll get a Daredevil season. We'll get a season of 97 and everything like that, but nothing mainline MCU movie wise in that gap.
As much as it sucks, we love Marvel movies and stuff like that. I think it's for the best. I think there was a very disconnect again in the COVID era especially, but we're announcing all of these things and we can't deliver on the quality or just the project in general, via Blade, which clearly is not in current development and we're taking a pause on for a while. And I think DC made the same problem back in, what was it, 2022? That was that when James Gunn did his thing? He announced,
whatever your fandom was, I feel like, right?
I don't think it was fandom. It was when,
or was it post fandom? Okay.
It was basically a fandom, but it was like, hey, here's our slate for the upcoming
yeah.
It's everything. And it's like, hey guys, that's cool. You're not making half of these. Like, there's no sign. It's been 4 years. We got 4 of these out. The Authorities is never coming out, and Waller and Swamp Thing, and a lot of these projects, clearly they have moved on to
Mm-hmm.
other projects they want to make, and that's fine. But
And also, we've seen too that a lot of these projects that got fast tracked maybe didn't turn out as well as they had wanted as well.
yeah,
Now with
I
box office performance and stuff too.
looking back, I wish they did exactly what Marvel did. I wish they came out and was like, "Hey, all right, we got Flash and Shazam and Aquaman still coming out. We're gonna focus on Superman, Supergirl, and let's say Lanterns, right? And those were our three. And we're like,
Mm-hmm.
we're putting these into development, and we're pushing forward." And I think maybe they would have had much better luck then, because now there's like 20 projects just in limbo, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it's overwhelming. Like, I don't even know what's coming out within the next like 3 to 4
Yeah.
years.
I mean, here's the thing. I like the show me don't tell me approach, right? Is you could sit here and have all of these events and timelines and movie slates and phase plans and things like that, but if nothing comes out or we get, half of the quality that we should be getting just for the sake of announcement and hype building, I don't want to see it. I feel like
Yeah.
didn't Stephen Amell have a quote basically very similar to that,
Hmm.
saying, I just don't want to see you give me a bunch of title
Yeah.
cards and say these things are happening. Go and make those things and then let me know when they're about to come out. I think games have also run into that same thing, right? Is
Hmm.
we've gotten so many times where it's like, oh, this is in development, that's in development, we're working on this game or that game, whatever. And then it's like 10 years plus before we get a sequel to something, right?
Yeah.
That's where we were with Fallout and Skyrim and all of those things for the longest time. And they did the same, the Xbox just did the same thing again. Even Halo, right? Is when Halo Infinite came out or when it was about to come out. They were like, hey, we've got this whole big 10-year plan for Halo. We're going to get all of these things. We had all of these different projects in development. And then it all imploded on itself. 343 Industries shut down, became Halo Studios, and now we have the third version of Halo Combat Evolved in the last 25 years, right?
Yeah.
So I would, again, much rather them just take their time, tell
Yeah.
us that things are coming, but don't announce something until, honestly, don't announce something until you're
You're
either
working on it. Yeah.
filming it, writing a script at least, like, and that's why I think they did a good job because could
Yeah.
they have said, "Oh, hey, we're doing X-Men. Here's your new X-Men cast that's coming out in 2030."
Yeah.
We know it's coming
Yeah.
eventually. Just let us chill with what we've got, enjoy what is on the horizon right now, but also don't give me too much hope, right? I guess like Hawkeye
It's
said, don't do that. Don't give me hope,
it's a
right?
great lineup.
Because
Like,
it is.
we got news on Avengers. We got stuff for like Avengers, Spider-Man, Ghost Rider, Black. Those are massive projects.
Yes. Yes.
And I think we have got a little spoiled as a community over these last couple of years,
Yeah.
being like, I wanted the whole thing. It's like, okay, that's fine, but I think what's best for them as a studio is to kind of slow down. And I think,
Mhm.
especially where we're kind of at as a studio, I think they're looking for guaranteed successes. And I think these two projects here they announced are that. And I do want to talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
Ghost Rider has obviously been like rumored for a while. And I think when, because these are our first two confirmed post Secret Wars projects, and we've been wondering for a long time, how would we transition into the new universe, the new stuff? And I think Ghost Rider is a very smart call. You have a very iconic and famous Marvel character. People have been wanting for many years. You pick Ryan Gosling, A-list person who not only wants to do it, but people have wanted him to do it for many
Mhm.
years
For years, and he's
with an
constantly asked about it.
yes, with a director who had previously gave them $1 billion, who will probably
Mhm.
also do the same for Star Wars, or I mean, maybe not billion star for Star Wars, but like I think it's going to do well for them next year.
Yeah.
And so I think that just it makes sense. It's a very safe option. I think as safe as you could possibly get with a new origin character. That's not like a sequel to one of their big IPs. And then Black Panther, I also think is a relatively safe bet. It's one of the Marvel IPs that has an established fan base. It has the fan base that will show up no matter what they do. Relatively, um, both movies. I mean, first one made $1 billion, second one didn't make $1 billion, but it still did pretty well for that COVID. I think it made like 600 to 800 million worldwide. Like it did really well. And then when you have the son of T'Challa coming in, that is going to put butts in seats of like, well, the legacy of Chadwick Boseman is continuing forward, and that will that's going to be the marketing, I think, and that's absolutely going to bring people in. Plus, you have Ryan Coogler that is coming off of Sinners, Academy Award-winning, Oscar-winning movie Sinners. I really hope they let him cook. Like, this is like, typically I'm okay when Feige has some sort of control. Let Ryan Coogler do whatever he wants. Like once you do Sinners, do whatever you want.
And I think here, too, the key with both of these movies is starting off a new phase. They don't necessarily have to really connect to anything massive. They can both be fairly independent and also kind of stand on their own and draw people in, even who aren't necessarily invested in Marvel or the MCU or superhero projects, right? I think Ghost Rider is going to have that mass appeal because, people remember the Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider movies from back in the day, and Ryan Gosling is great. And, combine the two of those, awesome. Great movie there. You're going to get people in there watching the film that necessarily wouldn't go out and just see the next Thor movie or Captain America movie or whatever, right? Black Panther as well, again, another kind of mass appeal style movie, right? I feel like so many people went and saw the first and the second Black Panther movies, not because they were comic book fans, but just because they were interested in that story, and now they're going to be going for, Ryan Coogler as a director as well. I think that, again, is going to go a long way. They're going to be able to put all of the, the Oscar winning, Oscar nominated, all of that stuff in the marketing for it as well. So I think both of these are very, very safe bets. Absolutely. And not necessarily in a bad way, because again, I think it's going to be a good way to start a new phase, not have to think about already building to whatever the next big Avengers level threat is. Let both of these movies kind of stand on their own in their own corners of the universe, while maybe trying to build out little bits and pieces here, throw in some kind of aftermath of Secret Wars, that sort of thing. But again, I do think, while yes, we didn't get anything crazy massively announced here, I think, again, both of these are good, solid starts for the next phase of Marvel. And again, that's just what it is. It is a start to that phase. And I think a lot of stuff like, say, our next Fantastic Four movie or our X-Men movie, that sort of thing, they can't really say anything or talk about how it fits into the MCU post Doomsday and Secret Wars until we actually see those movies.
Yeah, I can see that. Let me read a couple of these chats here. Do you think Black Panther 3 is post Secret Wars? We have to age up our young T'Challa here.
So either he's from a different universe, he gets time manipulated.
Or
something happens.
I have heard people theorize that he's like, they're doing a Flash and he's like a future, like he's the future version of him. But I don't think that works long term, right? I think you need
because then your present day version then needs to grow up to become him.
Like you do this hypothetically, for he can play this character for the next 10 to 15 years. So I don't think we're doing that. Although I think it's a fun theory. DC was kind of better this year, saying in the comments that I can see that. I think Marvel had the bigger announcements, but in terms they give us 2 trailers, so I get having 2 trailers is better than than just announcements itself. So I can get that. Here's a question. Well, I do not think Ghost Rider will be rated R. I don't think. I mean, you cast Ryan Gosling. You get Sean Levy. I don't think you cast Ryan Gosling to not.
I don't know though.
Larger,
I mean, Sean Levy just did the most recent rated R Marvel movie, and it made $1 billion. I think there's certainly 2 different versions of this movie.
Sure.
I think I think it's gonna just be written as a movie, and if it turns out to be rated R, it is. I don't think they need to go into it saying we're gonna make another rated R superhero film. But if they start writing it and that just feels like the natural path, I don't think that Feige or the Marvel higher ups would have a problem with it because of how successful Deadpool was, and because again it was Sean Levy behind that one as well. And then you still have Black Panther 2 or Black Panther 3, which of course will be that PG-13 movie. And if they come out in the same year, okay, you've got one that's maybe for, the more mature audience, and then you've got one more for the general audience.
I feel like, I don't know, like when they came out with that synergy and they have the music blaring, you bring out Ryan, like I feel like Ryan Gosling you bring in because you want that like general audience appeal. You want like you want to bring butts and seats because it's Ryan Gosling. He's this A-list celebrity. Not saying it can't be rated R, because it can. You're right, but like if it is rated R, I think it's a very safe rated R. Like even Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes, Deadpool and Wolverine was a little bit. It was a almost. It was what Disney believes is rated R, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
It was a Disneyfied rated R. It was
they could have easily got away with it not. They could have edited that movie at be PG-13 and very little change.
Well, when Deadpool 2 came out, I believe there was a PG-13 cut. I think that they released in theaters, or at least when it came out digitally, I believe there was like a cut down PG-13 version of Deadpool 2 even. But certainly, 1 and 2, Deadpool 1 and 2 are certainly a lot more leaning towards that rated R portion than Deadpool and Wolverine. But again, it was because it did have that kind of MCU mass appeal. And I think that does show that you can do a rated R film, but it doesn't have to be a hardcore R,
It became very apparent to me how soft they went after Daredevil did their first season, and it was like, oh no, okay, there it is. There's that deep rating that they will probably never truly get to in the movies.
But even Daredevil, right? As I almost think they went. That was one of my big criticisms of season 1 and 2, is that they almost went too far in the rated R. Like, obviously the Netflix series was, a mature audience's rating and that sort of thing. But I think when it swapped over to Disney Plus, like there were exponentially more F-bombs and just like random edginess for the sake of them being able to say that it was rated R. I think if you do it more tastefully, right? Like, again, it doesn't have to be Deadpool crazy, random innuendos and jokes and F this and F that, whatever. Like, it can be, a little bit more violent, a little bit more aggressive with the language, that sort of thing, but it doesn't have to be overboard. It doesn't have to be over the top. I think that's where I like my rated R superhero projects to fit in, right? Is maybe a little bit more brutal with the violence, a little bit more free with the language that's used, but it can't feel like it's trying to be rated R. It just happens to be for the story's sake. You know what I mean?
Yes. I want to answer this one really quickly too. Is this the one I want? I hope the first post-Secret Wars project is X-Men. I disagree personally. Not that you can't. You could, for sure. I don't know if I want the first project after 2 massive event team-up movies
to be another massive team-up movie.
Yeah.
So then that also kind of eliminates Fantastic Four being directly afterwards as well.
Oh, I think we're waiting a long time because Fantastic Four would have done 3 movies back to back, basically, with Fantastic Four, Doomsday, and Secret Wars. I think they're going to take a couple years off after that. But I think Ghost Rider will be perfect for that because it's very on its own. It's not connected to anything. It's a very independent, hopefully it can be, kind of a deeper story. And then I
more
think
like a standalone project.
Yeah. Which I don't know if you've seen the lineups that they currently have in 2028 in terms of their placeholder dates. I know we talked about, X-Men's probably 29. I think X-Men is 2028. I do think we're getting the X-Men movie
interesting.
that year because they have dates for May, July, and December. So we have that December date locked in already. That's locked and loaded. And so I think it's going to be an in between of Ghost Rider and X-Men, and which one comes first in.
Interesting. Well, and then I would say, and you would almost think though that you would want X-Men to be your summer blockbuster.
But that would be July. So have Ghost Rider be May, and then X-Men July. You know,
exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. So I don't think X-Men couldn't be that first project, but it could come out in that the first year.
Which I still don't love. I don't like them being so close. I think May and July is very close together. If I had my way, I would be like, have it be like March and July. Have like a good 4-month gap between the two.
The fact that Secret Wars will be coming out in December of 2026, you want to still give it some time to breathe. Like I would almost say you shouldn't do another movie till 6 months later, which would then be May, right?
That is true. That is true. But also,
5-6 months later.
You could argue that they could benefit from the synergy, right? Because Spider-Man came out right after Endgame, and it made $1 billion in the first 2 weeks. Like it did like an unprecedented, but also we're in different times. So.
Well, then think about too, then that lead up to it as well. Because what came out just before Infinity War, right, was Captain Marvel, and that did $1 billion.
Yeah.
When that first came out as well.
I do think it's X-Men. I do think 28's X-Men for me personally. And then the reason they didn't announce it is because frankly, they could be waiting until after Spider-Man.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, and it's becoming more and more likely that Spider-Man, this movie might be the key.
We'll see. Yeah. What up, Chainsaw? Hey, buddy. Well,
what's good?
Welcome home, buddy. Buddy, if you want to...
How was SDCC?
But if go spend time with your family, buddy. But if you don't want to, you want to talk about your experience, you're more than welcome to. No, I definitely agree with that. I think it should be. Hypothetically, I think it should be. I think... Here's another thing. I think they want Ryan Gosling to be one of their it boys, right? There have been a lot, a lacking of... Hey, these are our main stars in the MCU since Downey and Chris and stuff. Ryan Gosling's that guy. You know what I mean? I could definitely see them wanting it to be okay, Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, Ryan Gosling Ghost Rider, Tom Holland Spider-Man, obviously, and then whoever is our new Cyclops, he's.
Well, then, do you think that's leading to a Midnight Suns kind of thing?
I do.
So we get a Ghost Rider, Blade. Maybe that's how you bring Moon Knight back.
I think that's a good follow-up to Ghost Rider. And I think that's your way of doing Blade without doing Blade. You know what I mean?
Do you think we see Mahershala Ali's Blade in Ghost Rider? Whether he be a supporting character or a post-credit teaser. I think that would be a good character to bet on. As anybody to connect it to the wider world is to put Blade in there, because you're dealing with kind of the more, I guess, mystical side of things.
Could be. We'll see. I don't think I want him to be in there. I think I kind of want Ghost Rider to just be Ghost Rider. Maybe a post-credit scene or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be massively connected or anything, or just maybe, is kind of almost a end of the Flash pilot kind of thing, where he goes and meets with Oliver at the end of it. So maybe Gosling just meets up with Blade at the end of the movie and is yeah, it's getting kind of late. Maybe we need to create some sort of team. What are we, some sort of Midnight Suns?
Could you see Secret Wars getting delayed until May 2028?
Absolutely not.
Hope not, because that would be a year and a half without Marvel movies, and that
absolutely
would be...
not.
I think they are going to make that date, even if it's the worst movie they've ever made. You know what I mean?
They're going to make that date because they got to get through this. I mean, it's as sad as it sounds. I think are these movies going to be good? Yes, but I think it's almost it's a means to an end, right? Is they've realized they need to course correct, and I think then we fully kind of get back on the real track after Doomsday, after Secret Wars. We get
I
our
agree.
somewhat soft reboot,
I
and
agree.
then it's back to business as usual. Like we have to kind of get through these two, and it sounds bad to say, oh, we got to get through these movies. I'm sure again they're going to be good. I'm excited for them, but we have to.
I
The only the only way out is through.
yeah, like they've been building to these event movies for what will have been 8-9 years, and yeah, they kind of have to just. I think they're ready to introduce their X-Men to start their new
Yes.
phase of stuff. Speaking of introducing things, Jordan is here. Hello, Jordan. Welcome home, my friend. Welcome back.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
How tired are you?
How's it going?
I need to go to bed. I'm editing my I literally just got finished doing the thumbnail for my Ben 10 kind of recap of the panel, meeting two of the creators. So I'm trying to get that video together real quick. So
Very
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
What was your what was your favorite thing from the convention?
Good question. Are you asking like panel or meeting someone? Or
Just like your favorite thing that happened while you were there, just out of anything.
It's probably meeting the creators of Ben 10.
Okay.
I think
Nice.
because I had to just rush the stage and meet the first one, Duncan, who follows me, because like they didn't have a booth, which was planned. So I had to rush the stage and talk to Duncan, and then I saw
cool.
Steven, the other guy who was there Sunday,
Very
and then he gave me a signed autograph of this.
Woo!
Oh, nice.
Yeah, man.
Heck yeah.
Very cool.
So, yeah, but I would say if we're not including that, it's probably the Avatar Aang fan screening.
You saw that while you were there in front of a whole group of people?
About 4,000 in that room.
Woo!
Wow.
And let me tell you,
That's
I got
incredible.
the audience reaction on my phone. It is loud.
That's exciting.
I was clapping along too, but there were people clapping at pretty much everything, loving it.
That's crazy.
They got a standing ovation at the end.
That's awesome.
It was crazy. Yeah.
It's interesting seeing the different reactions for that movie because people on Twitter hate it. They like hate the movie. It's the worst movie ever. And then, but like when I talk to like not Twitter people, they're like, no, this is such a love letter to the franchise. It's such a beautiful movie, and I fully agree. And
when you go to Republic City at the beginning of the movie for like the first like minute before Katara shows up, like it's like a bunch of fan service shit. Oh my god, the audience were dying. It was so cool. But yeah, I would say it's that. It's that for sure. There's a lot of cool stuff. God, there's so much stuff that he did. Oh my god, there's so many things. Batman Nightfall Part 1 panel, Cape Crusader Season 2, My Adventures of Superman. They showed us the episode that airs this Sunday. They didn't show the one that aired this past weekend. The Reacher panel, Carrie, upcoming new show with Mike Flanagan.
Yeah.
Matthew Lillard was running around in the freaking audience. It was crazy. But yeah, it was fun. It was good.
That's awesome.
It's a lot though. It is a lot. There's like 100,000+ people total.
Jeez.
That go to this event. It's hard to get through the booths. It's chaotic.
It sounds like it, but it seems like it's worth the headache. It sounds like though.
It is. I want you both to go if you can next year.
I would love to. Yeah.
It's crazy. I would recommend.
We're manifesting it.
If you're going to go, like, and they're going to have it in the same building, so I know how everything works now. Like, you got to go preview night, especially if you're looking to buy stuff, because that's when they open the floor, the boothing floor. It's massive, but you get an idea of where stuff is because they changed it.
Sure.
They do give you a map, so you get kind of an idea of where stuff is. But like, see, I didn't know what the heck I was doing at first. Now I understand how it all works. It's pretty simple. But
nice.
The boothing, it's there's a lot of stuff, dude. Lot of stuff. So it's cool.
Yeah.
I think we both want to try to manifest that for next year.
We're trying.
That's the
If you're not a fan of giant crowds, that's my only thing. You know?
Yeah.
If you're not a fan of giant crowds, get over it.
Push through.
Yeah.
knock people over.
People
were doing, man.
No, it's awesome.
I wish it was upstairs, but I mean, I never heard of this publishing it's called ID Comics and Entertainment. This giant Godzilla book.
Ooh!
Oh my gosh!
It's all of Rulers of Earth, $14. Insane.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah. So stuff is pricey. Stuff can be pricey, but like there's certain things I'm like, wow.
Find those deals. Yeah.
I bought a $90 X-Men jacket at the Marvel booth.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
It's awesome.
And I saw the hat too. I love the hat.
The Flash hat or the Ahsoka hat?
The Flash hat.
I saw the Ahsoka hat. I love that Ahsoka hat, man.
That was the last
I was like, oh, that is so cool.
It's the last one they had, and then that Flash hat, I specifically made sure it was Flash show, not movie.
That's cool. That's
because
sick.
I was like, I'm not going to be representing that movie, and so. But I bought that Ahsoka hat, and I was wearing it Sunday. I took Phil unfiltered back to that booth to show him something. And the guy's like, "Hey, I know that hat." I'm like, "Yeah, it was the last one. I had to get it."
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was so much stuff there, dude. So much.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I also got a Green Lantern ring. I don't have it here with me, but $70 for that thing alone. But it's it's a real ring. It's basically like my wedding ring, like the actual quality of it.
Oh wow, nice.
That's awesome.
Pretty cool.
It's gonna be tough for me. I love collectibles, man. Like
you might go broke. There's so much shit there, dude.
I ordered when Grant Gustin dropped the thing with the jacket and the ring. I immediately pre-ordered both of those.
Of course you did.
Yeah, because I can't help myself.
Do you have them yet or no?
No. There was I don't know when they ship out, but that was like a very early pre-order.
Gotcha. Oh, you're talking about the stuff that happened at the comic. Okay.
Yeah.
Wolverine panel was cool.
Was it?
That was really cool. Yeah.
Did they let people play it?
No. They had a statue that you could, which me and Alan and Jake posed from. They gave us the prequel comic. That is the story before the events, and they didn't tell you that at the panel. They're like, "Yeah, there's a statue. Go take a photo with it." You go, you get that prequel comic, and you also get one claw, not both. But you get one claw.
You gotta come back the next day and get the other claw.
Essentially, I think it's also kind of homaging like that shot from all the trailers where he like pops it in front of his face. The one, I think that's probably why they're only giving one. Plus, also they ran out of stock on Sunday, so thankfully we did it Friday. But yeah, it was that was cool. The Wolverine panel was definitely a highlight. Liam McIntyre, he made a joke saying, "Yeah, you guys are gonna see a real Australian play Wolverine." We're like, "Oh, wait a minute." Yeah, and the actress who played Jean Grey, like she's great. She was talking about the process and how they really like. There's a really deep emotional story we're not ready for. So that's pretty cool. And they put out that story trailer. They showed that in front of the audience before the panel started. It was pretty cool to see that. They didn't show anything exclusive, so that's fine. It's fine. But it was still cool to see that. And then Josh Keaton came out for Marvel Tokon afterwards. So
nice.
Yeah.
And then he reposted my Instagram story of him being there.
That's cool.
Yeah, but Avatar Aang was the highlight for Hall H for me because they had a panel just talking about the movie, and they showed like early animation of Katara like moving, getting the fluidity, and they said they thought of 3D, but they said we got to keep 2D art alive. And
I'm glad they did. It looks great. It looks great.
It does. It looks so good.
I'll say from like an outsider watching the trailers as they drop, I think my favorite thing of the week was the Seven Haven trailer that we got. Just because it's so cool to have a new Avatar show coming out. Like I cannot wait.
Jeanette Varney, of course, voices Korra. She hosted that panel, the Avatar Aang, on Thursday. So it was so funny. She said, "So we talked about and kind of discussed 6 things. Why do I keep thinking of 7?" And people were like, "Are you doing a 6-7 joke?" And then the lights go out. Seven Heavens trailer.
Oh gosh.
It was such a bad, cringy way to do it, but like that was what they were doing. Now I know you guys. I know Darren had discussed about all 26 episodes being dropped. I did put in Darren's Discord, when I was decided to show up and be nice, that they didn't say anything about when the episodes were dropping in terms of all. They just said it releases on that date. They didn't say.
It's interesting because they've kind of like a lot of the like accounts and stuff that are posting about that had to be like, actually, we don't know that yet. Like they have said nothing. If I was a betting man, I would assume they're probably doing it season by season, so they'll do 13 as a whole drop season, and then the next year they'll do another 13. I hope if they drop 2 seasons at once, I will be pretty annoyed. Like that's a lot. That's the whole thing. Like that's the entire show.
Well, back
right?
in the day, that was one season of a show, 26 episodes.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, obviously they weren't there to talk about Seven Heavens. I'm guessing it's probably a one and done.
It seems like that's all of it. Yeah.
And I was expecting them to actually talk about maybe like what's the next movie, but they didn't say anything at the panel. So I don't know. But yeah, it was cool to see it. It was like, oh, cool, it's Austin Heavens. Oh, and then they dropped the release date. Oh, okay, cool.
So this year, it's a big year for Avatar. We had the game that just came out. We had the live action TV show, the movie, and this new show. It's a lot.
And they just announced officially. It was funny. Mike, one of the co-creators of Avatar, he like jumped ahead too much. He's like, because the image popped up. He's like, oh crap, I forgot that part. They officially are releasing book 3 of Avatar's music. It has been 20 years and never officially released. They're now officially releasing it on vinyl and digital. So like that's pretty cool. Yeah, I kind of wish for more, but it's okay. I mean, they literally were out there just praising, and Dave Bautista, he was so freaking funny because he's like, I just came in the booth every few months and was screaming. I'm just yelling and screaming.
He did a great
job.
He
wanted for me.
That actually might be my favorite character of his. Like I thought he did a really, really good job.
I kind of figured the twist.
Reveal. Yeah.
But I think he did a great job. Yeah, 100%. I like how it's like it's played up immediately like, something's gonna go bad here. But let's see how far this goes, because I think he genuinely did teach Aang some stuff that he used moving forward. So yeah, but yeah, it was cool. It was cool to see that stuff. It's God. Yeah, like I said, Taz, if you're looking for collectibles, you're gonna go broke.
Yeah, I gotta go in with like a set budget. It's just like look at all the stuff and see what I can get for that budget, and just don't go over it. Yeah,
budget can be a factor, but space.
That's true. I mean, you could always ship it to yourself.
You can, but that's a lot of money.
That is.
So you guys are thinking to yourself, how much can you fit in a suitcase?
How many people can I bring with me to fit in their suitcases?
See that? Do you want to spend $300+ for them to come all 5 days? I don't think so.
That's true.
Yeah, but it's definitely fun. I hope you guys can go for sure.
Yes.
I definitely plan on going. It's just you got to mentally prepare for that nonsense, because it's just
chaos. Yeah,
people are just rude. People don't pay attention. And also the food is overpriced. So you can bring in food and drinks. At a certain point, you can't walk past without a badge. But if you got a water bottle, you got stuff in your book bag, they're not going to check you. They don't check you. Now that may change, but I was walking around. So I would recommend either go to the Walmart or something down the road, but get some stuff and be prepared. They do have you can refill water. So that's cool.
That's great.
I would recommend bring snacks and be prepared because they got overpriced food. A cheeseburger was $15.
Yeah, so you're going with like stadium prices basically.
Yeah, pretty much. And you're gonna pay it because
you're a captive audience.
Yeah, go buy some bread, some meat, some cheese, and make sandwiches for the whole week, basically.
Pretty much, you could do that, and they won't. Like I said, they don't check your bag.
Yeah,
but that means it's also taking up room in your bag where you can put stuff in.
Sure, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah. Well, do you want me to leave now, Darren, so you guys can get back to your regular schedule?
That is up to you, man. You are more than welcome to stay, or you can if you have stuff to do.
I do have to get back to editing, but I just want to come and chat with you guys a little bit. And it's good to be home. It's gonna be kind of weird going back to work, but
welcome back. Welcome back.
Glad to have you back.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course. Well, thank you guys so much for having me on. I will talk to you guys later.
All right. Bye, buddy. Have a great one. Bye. Who the fuck was that? Let's talk about the Ryan Reynolds thing too, which something we didn't know when we I love when people do this.
Yes.
I love when they do this. I feel like we see this every year, but it's so good at being Ryan Reynolds. All the videos of people looking back at our footage and being like, wait.
Oh my gosh. I took a picture with Ryan Reynolds.
yeah, he like pet my dog, or like that's so funny.
Yeah.
And obviously, there's a lot of controversy in the news recently with Ryan Reynolds and the lawsuit and all that jazz, but he seems very down to earth. He seems very chill.
Yeah.
He loves his character. He loves his
Yes,
character
he does.
more than anything, I think, and I do love when creators just love their characters.
Yeah.
Gene Pool, the like Jean Grey thing, which I didn't pick up on until later. I know someone. I think someone in. I think a couple people are talking about it, but
yes.
Yes, the suit is made out of.
Yes, so
Jean material.
Yes, he literally posted something today where, well, no, so I guess after it, he posted a picture of the suit, like it without it being like captured on somebody's phone from the audience or whatever. And he was like, yeah, it's a gray, jean material, a gray suit, call me Gene Pool, basically. And then today he posted what the actual color was, and it was described as a Jean Grey. So, very interesting color choice, very interesting choice of words.
Here's what I love about this. And I think Ryan is really good about this. I think we saw that a lot in like Deadpool and Wolverine, where he makes jokes that can go either way. Right? This is funny no matter what the outcome is. If she is in it, it's like, oh, he was teasing it, and yeah, they was set up, whatever. If it's not, it's him making fun of the fans and being like, ha, you thought this was a hint, you suckers.
The only reason I don't think it is the latter, as far as like it's just a complete troll, is the fact that obviously it was staged for him to showcase the suit, talk to the cast on stage, ask questions, and be public about it, right? And the fact that he's posting this now afterwards, it's kind of like a, hey guys, do you understand the hint that I'm giving you? Like, I just gave you the biggest reveal from Comic-Con just by existing, and you didn't even know it, right?
But he also loves trolling people. Like, he loves playing into it.
But looking back at it, wouldn't that be such a cool thing? I think this could go down as the best Comic-Con reveal, like one of the best reveals of all time, if by Friday we figure out Sadie Sink is Jean Grey in Spider-Man Brand New Day, right? If not, we look back on it and say, ha, it's funny, he trolled us, he really got us good, made us think, right? But if not, if this was legitimately Marvel and Kevin Feige's way of announcing it without actually announcing it, so that people can still go into the movie and be surprised, but those who are eagle-eyed, chronically online viewers, they kind of have their theory confirmed a little bit, and then they can kind of throw it back in our face, being like, haha, see, we got you. Like, we actually kept this a secret, and we told you who it was, and you weren't listening, basically.
Hey, Ronan. Same goes for you, buddy. You're probably tired, but if you want a link, buddy, let us know. We'd love to hear about your Hall H experience.
Yeah, we should just do a whole show just interviewing people who went to Comic-Con.
I mean, Ben will be here shortly, so basically, we'll talk shows last 10 minutes. Let's talk DC. DC also had a pretty decent presence. A less insane presence. Obviously, they didn't have a panel, but they did have two separate trailers. The first one being Clayface, which I think came out Wednesday, which like technically isn't part of Comic-Con, but I think they released it in like the same general, like, it's a Comic-Con trailer.
It's Comic-Con, Comic-Con week.
Did you see this trailer?
Yes. Yeah.
What did you think? Are you excited for the play of the face?
I mean, it looks, it gave us a little bit more. I still don't necessarily know too much about the movie based off the trailers either. But I think it gives me a better idea of what I'm looking at. I think too, kind of going into it without many expectations as well, I think will be very good. I'm just excited for the fact that it's a different kind of DC movie. Is that it's very much so, it feels kind of like sort of like that indie horror film, that sort of thing. So
yeah, I like that we have I guess an actual idea, kind of the story and the vibe that they're going with. This is definitely a much more story-driven trailer. I've cemented, like, I know a lot of people are comparing this movie to like a Kraven the Hunter or a Madam Web, or these movies that are like, hey, it's this character,
don't compare it to that.
But I think this movie understands what those other movies don't, and they understand that Clayface is the villain of the story, right?
Right.
It is. I've even compared it a little bit to like Obsession, where I think our bird eye view character, the character that you're introduced as the protagonist, will not be the protagonist. Like, I think it's going to turn into a monster movie very quickly, and I think that they know that. I think they know that, like, oh yeah, this guy, while at times probably being very sympathetic and having a tragic backstory, will turn into a giant clay monster and is looking to try and kill her girlfriend, at least halfway through the movie or something, or like in the third act or whatever it may be, which they don't do with stuff like Kraven, where it's like, no, we're actually going to turn them into this anti-hero superhero. It's like, that doesn't work.
So it's going to be more Joker than Kraven and Venom and stuff,
I suppose. But like, even Joker, I think, likes to turn him into like a justified like icon, right? It's like he's still bad, like, you know, he does a bad thing, but he's looked upon as a hero, as this martyr, you know, as I'm willing to do the thing that they won't, which isn't inherently a bad idea, but I like that they're like, no, he sucks. Like, he you know, he's turning into a giant goo monster that terrorizes people. But
maybe he doesn't want to be a goo monster. Maybe he doesn't want to terrorize people. Maybe they're just scared of him because he's a goo monster.
Maybe. And maybe that fear is what pushes him.
Yeah.
I mentioned on Council the other day an idea that I had that I was like, oh, that'd be very cool if this is the villain seeing Clayface and seeing him transform into this guy, and then Brave and the Bold is Clayface as the villain. So we had like an entire movie seeing it from his perspective, and then we get the Batman movie that's like, nah, you villain, or whatever, and so it makes for like a really compelling villain of like, no, I saw him getting coffee in like the last movie, and now, you know, like, I think that would be really sick.
Yeah, or almost kind of like how, you know, Penguin built up Oz quite a bit as well.
Lantern's also got a trailer. I have never seen people switch up on a thing so fast in my life. Like, it went from like, this is the worst project ever greenlit to like, actually, this is going to be peak. And I'm like, y'all were like beating the shit out of it like 2 weeks ago.
I actually still haven't seen that trailer.
Do you want to watch it?
If you're down, yeah. I know that you said that we would pull it up on here if I didn't watch it beforehand. But yeah, I keep forgetting that it exists. So
it is.
Show me the money.
And like, I'm not hating all those people that have switched up on it, because I also liked it significantly more than any of the marketing we've seen so far. I feel like they saw the criticisms and they're like, all right, let's try and sway some people before it's too late.
Time to get up, Junior.
So, you're a space cop.
No, I'm just being trained. All right, new lesson. Take the ring. You fly.
It's green.
Just fly. I'm sorry. Fly, green. Please. What's that?
You're the backup quarterback.
For now.
Hope the song doesn't get taken down this time.
Yeah, really.
What do you think is going on?
It's no accident we're here. These victims are gonna end up being alien.
Based on what?
I have a feeling.
He has a feeling.
I think this is more than just a feeling.
This is a threat no one's ever seen before.
What do you know about manhunters?
Where'd you hear that word?
Martian Manhunter?
Manhunters are the most dangerous beings to ever exist in the galaxy. It could take the form of any species.
So it could be anyone.
Sure looks like one.
Oh
He's
wow.
gonna send an army.
Unless there's another Manhunter I don't know about.
Down.
This is like gonna be like, I don't know, like Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yeah.
Secret invasion, but good.
That's literally what everyone's been saying. It's another
Really?
secret invasion, yeah.
The ring's always been mine. Jordan's
Visually, it looks great.
Yeah. I mean, look at all the space shit. Like, this,
I know.
This is what we wanted.
Sinestro.
Yeah.
You don't really believe he's your backup, do you, Hal?
No.
Let's say what he actually is.
My replacement. In brightest day,
That's the thing.
Yeah.
in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light. How about a beer?
That was very Hal. Like,
Yeah.
that moment right there. And I guess I like a couple other shots in the trailer, but that was the first, like, oh yeah, that's Hal Jordan to me.
Yeah.
And that feels very. People are saying they're not Martian Manhunters.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I was gonna say I
Martian
thought
Manhunter, they look-
Manhunters themselves are different than Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I think what threw me off is like the one shot of the back looks like the Martian Manhunter suits that he
A little
wears.
bit, yeah. I wonder if they're gonna maybe combine them and just say like the Manhunters are Martians, but I don't know.
We'll see. But no, this is like I think they knew they had to like try and recreate the atmosphere in this one. So like, okay,
Yes.
here's all of our space shots. Here's all the constructs and the villains and the action sequences and the stuff you kind of want when you hear Lanterns. Which it's interesting because I've had such a back and forth history with the show because when people were first complaining, I was like, guys, you guys don't understand. They're just hiding that stuff. And then I feel like I lost my way and I was like, actually, this doesn't look great. And now I'm back to where I started being like, no, they were just hiding the stuff that we weren't supposed to see yet. Now, could this just be all of the stuff they have in the show and they're just putting it all in the marketing to, convince people?
I'm like, I hope they're not at this point, I hope they're not showing us too much now, But I will say the big thing is obviously they're not showing us Jon Stewart's suit, which again, my theory was that maybe he doesn't even get it until the very end. Do we know, is this a 6 episode or an 8 episode?
I think it's an 8 episode series.
Okay.
Do you believe the rumors that everything we've seen is the first episode and he dies in episode 1?
Hal?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he makes it out of this show. No, unfortunately.
No, people think he dies the first episode, like episode 1.
Oh.
That'd be crazy.
I don't necessarily think he dies episode 1, but I could definitely get down with the fact that maybe they're showing us all very, very early stuff.
First 2 to 3, yeah.
Yeah.
Hello,
at least
Ben.
I hope
Welcome
so.
Home. Welcome home.
Hello.
How are
Hello.
you?
How's it going?
So
You look
so
tired.
So I think I'm a bit sick. Truthfully, but
what is it? The con flu?
yeah. No, the first time I ever went to because one of the first cons I ever went to was Anime Expo, and it was prime COVID, and it was the only con I ever got COVID at. So it was.
Oh God.
Ever since then, I see my I always get sick at one of these conventions, but nothing was worse than that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Makes sense. Makes sense. There's all those people touching all the things and crowds of people and coughing children and
oh yeah. And then my hair has also been like wonked up. Like I used some gel for like some of my cosplays. Because I did me and my friend did a Clark Kent Superman thing.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
And I swear my hair have had this little swirl ever since.
It could be worse.
It could be.
How was the experience? We've been talking all recap stuff the last hour or so. If you want to put your 2 cents in.
It was a lot of fun. I will say so I went to a Comic-Con 2 years ago and Marvel did their other panel. Mm-hmm. And this is the worst experience I've had at getting into a panel ever for San Diego Comic-Con. Wow. It was not handled right. And apparently there was a lot of people who, like, you had to get a wristband to get in. And apparently there was a lot of fake wristbands on site. It's not fun. I barely got in. I even got in literally one of the laugh groups, I think, to get in.
Wow.
So terrible seats, but like.
Did you get your mask?
I did get my mask. I have no idea where it is. It's somewhere in my bag, but I do have a mask.
Nice.
I'm gonna pull him up while we're having this conversation. Ronan is also here. Ronan, welcome home, my friend.
What's up, yo?
Have you chosen a side? Are you Team Doom or are you Team Avengers?
I am Team. Please don't fuck it up. That's the team I am. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm hype.
I can get behind that.
I'm hype, but I want to be like, all right, they pulled it off at the end. I don't want to be like, oh, they feel like a cop out.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Taz were streaming on Saturday, like during the thing. I was like, it's crazy that Roden's just in there right now.
And dude, talk about the signal. I was doing my best because I love recording the panels just because again they don't live stream. So my thing is like I could revisit that and be like I was there when that happened. But also I'm fixing to post it on my channel. Be like, all right, here's the best as much as I could cover of a panel, and put up on YouTube. But I was doing that while I was like screaming and freaking out. And be like, oh fuck, I gotta tweet out stuff for both my channel and the outlet I was covering for. And so I was like recording stuff and be like, Ghost Rider announced. Oh, what the fuck? And Josh Horowitz helped out somehow. Like, so yeah, it was madness. It was absolute madness.
That's awesome though. It must just be like such a surreal feeling though to be in the room while that big stuff is happening, but also be there with all of those, with all the actors and just like just a room full of people who are just as excited as you are to be there.
It's a rock and roll concert.
It's awesome.
I tell people that like to me, people are expecting this and that, but like to me, as long as it feels like I'm watching the Beatles or the Rolling Stones,
seriously,
in stage, then like I got my time's worth. And I don't know how y'all. I think you went to Comic-Con, right?
I did.
Yeah. So depending on what panel you choose and depending how long you wait, everybody's experience is subjective.
Yeah. Like one of my favorite panels I went to was the Lanterns panel because my friend was able to get us seats in the 3rd row at Hall H.
Oh wow!
Nice.
It's the best seats I've ever had at Hall H, and we were up there.
Crazy.
They also showed like 7 clips spammed into an hour. Incredible panel. That's one of my favorites I think I've gone to like in a long time.
Yeah, I've heard people say that. I've heard people come out of that jazzed. I don't know if you saw it, Ronan, but our friend Phil was like on the DC official page.
He sent it to me.
Being interviewed, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like, I have such a weird like parasocial relationship with you guys sometimes because I consider all you guys friends and all our council people actual friends. But then I'll see you guys with like Koi Genre and all these influencer people, and like they're in the same room as like Kevin Feige. And my brain melts because I'm like, no, I know these people because I know these people. It's like, no.
It's the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon,
dude. So here's the thing: Saturday, I spent most of Saturday in Hall H, right next to Adam Slavic from Heroes Reforged. So he and I were just like doing their thing. I saw Koi multiple times, and I saw him as he came into Hall H, and I was like, Koi, and I was like, all right, brother, I'll see you at the other side. And right before the Marvel panel started, Serge was there from the Normies, and I was like, dude. And I saw Ace in RB3. It was wild, dude. Like, all right, we're all here. Let's see what they got. I think I saw multiple times Jenna. Her name is Lynn. I think that's her last name. She's with Brandon Davis and her crew. She has her own channel and whatnot. And like, and especially when you bring up that Lanterns thing, because I think I heard you say like I've never seen so many people flip on a perspective on a show like that.
No, everybody was so into that.
And I was like, hey man, from the get-go, I didn't mind the Bruce Springsteen song. I knew what they were doing, and just seeing that panel, and you can speak on this too, like that panel, that trail and those clips, it was
so exciting.
Vindication, dude. Like I don't know if you heard someone yell finally when the panel started.
They did, yes.
That was me. I was the one that yelled finally. I was like,
that's awesome. That's awesome. No, it was just such a fun thing to experience. I always try to go to as many Hall H panels if I can. Like I went to the Blade Runner one, the Marvel one, obviously, and then Lanterns. And Lanterns, Marvel has my biggest high, but Lanterns might be my favorite overall panel.
Yes,
and it's just simply because, first of all, going back to what you guys said right when I joined, Lanterns, every clip they showed up 7 clips, and every single clip pretty much felt like episode 1. So that does make me think how might possibly, die in episode 1. So they showed up a lot of clips, but
you know what's weird? Like seeing because the Phil thing popped up. He sent it to me on Sunday, like evening, as that thing would come down, and I saw that shit. I'm like, this was Friday, dude. What the fuck? Why didn't you tell me that they recorded it for DC? And ironically enough, before he sent that to me, I went to a signing for Tom King at the Dark Horse booth, and Ben, you were there. You saw Tom King like got emotional at one point. He was like, "I'm a fucking writer. I'm a nerd from California. What am I doing here?" And like, I told him like, "Dude, don't sell yourself short. Like, I was in that panel for that room. Like, I know what you guys doing." And he was like, "What did you think? Did we fucked up? Did we do good?" And I was like, "Dude, Marvel Studios panel was the rock and roll concert. You guys are shooting for the stars. Like, you guys are on it." And he told me, I don't know if you saw it, but like, he told me, "Can you say that again? I'm gonna record you, and I'm gonna send that to James Gunn." And I was like,
"That's
okay.
awesome."
I was like, "That's
awesome."
The hype for DC is there for Lanterns.
It is. I wish I got to go into the Lanterns experience, but I couldn't get tickets in time, which was a shame. It was a shame. I did end up buying if I might find it in a minute, but I did end up buying the Green Lantern ring and jacket that were sold at the DC shop.
Oh, nice.
And they're both such cool collectibles and stuff. Like, but yeah, that panel doesn't have the high. Like the highs of the Marvel panel they're high. They're very high, like they always are. But as I said, Lanterns just was the most enjoyable. Also, I was in the third row for like Marvel. I was like in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I'd ever want to do a Hall H for Marvel. Did you guys really have to wait like 10 hours? Because I heard
this year, yes. 2 years ago, when I went to the one where RDJ was announced as Doctor Doom, I waited like 3 or 4 hours. It was a lot better, a lot cleaner.
That's great.
And I was in that panel. So I was not expecting the amount of pain to get into this panel like it was.
Go ahead, Tess. Go ahead.
No, so like I guess what's the method? What's the plan when you're there and you're in line for 10 hours? Like, what do you do? Do you have like a group that's there and you take shifts? It's like, okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, I'm gonna grab food, come back, and then okay, you go for the next. Like, are you actually just there for 10 hours?
The thing is, they do these wristband things, and I didn't trust the wristbands for Lanterns because for Lanterns specifically, I didn't need a wristband to get in. But for the Marvel panel, I was hearing like a lot of commercial stuff. So on Friday night, I decided I was just going to stay out, get a wristband. Why not? And you get the wristband. Basically, if you get there before 7:30, you get guaranteed entry. This year, there was about 500 people just standing outside with wristbands who couldn't get in because there was some fraudulent stuff going on.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So, not great.
I've been fortunate that like I've been able to go to press these past few years, so I technically don't have to get a wristband when this year I was choosing to get a wristband because I wanted to like earn my stripes, if you will, instead of just going to the press line. And I was going to help out a friend, and we were going to do the whole thing of taking turns and whatnot. But miscommunications and people, we couldn't find people to help cover rotations. I was going to be the one camping out. I was telling everybody, listen, if I can't cover the whole of Friday, I'll camp out. I'll happily camp out for the night. I don't mind. I've done camping out, so like I'll do that. Just come back and watch myself for like an hour so I can go where I'm staying and just take a shower. I don't want to be smelling just throughout the whole night, throughout the whole day. And like my first year went to Comic-Con was 2017. Wow. And I told myself, and that was the year that Warner Brothers had Ready Player One, there was Blade Runner, there was Justice League, and
what a banger year.
It was Infinity War year. And I told myself,
what a banger year, man.
I gotta be in there. I gotta be in that room. And I remember I met friends, and that Friday morning, I waited in line. And what we did was like we took 3 or 6 hour shifts, which sucked because I was missing most of Friday. But I was like, you know what? It'll be worth it. It's my first time. I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And so I've done the whole thing of like Friday, half of your day is gone, most of it.
Pretty much.
And you hope that like, all right, by then you can get your wristbands and you can leave and come back, or you sleep and you get a good shop. And like Ben, like you said, you were third row for Lanterns.
Literally, yeah.
First time at Hall H, I got second row, and I was right there for Infinity War.
That's cool.
And so it was a unique thing. But like, yeah, unfortunately, and you know what's weird for the Marvel stuff? I was sitting there, and you could look at both sides of the room, the hall, and there's people lined up standing by the walls because there was not enough room or chairs to hold them whatnot. Like I heard that there was what's the word? Just fake wristbands. That somehow someone managed to make fake wristbands.
Yep, they did,
and that's how people got in and whatnot. That
So on Sunday, the Hall H always does like a question and answering panel of like what could we improve. And I saw a video clip, and they talked about how they gave out less wristbands than seats available in Hall H. So theoretically, everyone should have got in. Not the case. Not the case. And I have a friend who sadly was waiting outside for most of the Saturday, and he waited all Saturday.
Wow.
Damn. That sucks.
It does. And I think we've talked about that, like how they just renewed until 2030. You would think by this point, you know how popular that place is. Expand on it, make more room, if you will. Like,
I kind of have a little vendetta for Marvel. Like, Marvel did their panel. It's always like the last one of the day. I have a little vendetta for that because like Saturday also had Apple TV and also had Star Trek. If you want to go to Star Trek, no, you have to wait in a line. You wouldn't be able to get in. If you just wanted to go to Apple TV, Marvel should have their own day.
You could hear the Star Trek fans in the back of the hall.
Seriously.
Because you could tell everybody in the front and in the middle were waiting for Marvel.
Yeah, I'm a Star Trek fan. So it was a disappointing panel for me. But I wish I could have been there to like cheer for that more. You could really tell that our Marvel audience would have been in the front.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's Apple TV, I didn't care for shit, but you know.
And again, go ahead, Darren.
I was just gonna say, like next year, and I'm really trying for next year, Roden. I'm trying, and like it hit me today. I was like, if I go next year, that's Secret Wars year.
Yeah.
That's gonna be insane.
God.
No. Also,
yeah, next year that's Secret Wars year. Plus, we might even like get stuff for what's coming out in 2028.
And then part 2.
Yeah, part 2. Yeah.
Yeah, next year might be kind of insane.
Man of Tomorrow.
And they'll probably have to be a pop-up for both Man of Tomorrow and Spider-Verse, I would assume.
Mr. Miracle, they do it right. Yeah.
Actually, Spider-Verse will have already been out at that point.
It would have already been out, but they sometimes do pop-ups for like something that's been out for like a month.
Yeah.
They'll do it like something like that. Like, yeah, there was
dude, next year's the year to go then. Shoot.
Yeah, like
we gotta lock in, man.
For instance, this year they had a pretty big like at the DC booth a Lego Batman area where you could just play the game and have a beta test, get a free bag and lanyard. Which is fun.
Nice.
That's right.
Yeah, it was freaky. Like I wish you guys should have like seen the look on all our faces where like I would stare at Jordan or Ian and I'd be like, the fuck? I'm used to seeing you, in like in a rectangle. I'm like, what the hell?
It was weird just seeing the photos. I talked about that on council on Wednesday. I was like, you guys are like in beds and like doing bunny ears and like taking selfies and eating lunch, and I was like, it's not supposed to be like that. And I think it might make my parasocial brain explode a little bit because like it's not how it's supposed to work. You guys are in little boxes and you guys stay that way, and I see you a couple times a week, and that's it, and you're done.
Yeah. Hey, hope you're there next year, man.
Please do so. Yeah, like I tell people, like do it once. Try Comic-Con.
Try one. This is my 4th year in a row, I think, and it's getting pricier every year.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
It feels like it's gonna be camp for nerds a little bit, right? Where it's kind like every summer you hang out with your friends and once a year.
Usually it's me and my one friend going, but this year we invited 2 of our others. And next year we're gonna invite one of my others who's right now out of the country studying abroad, so he couldn't come. But but we're trying to get my whole friend group there, and like because we're all geeks, we love this type of shit, and then also you get free shit like this.
Nice.
Yeah,
I got 2 of those. Yeah,
I've been saying it for the last couple of weeks. Is like this is the Super Bowl for nerds. Where it's like it's that one time a year where it's like
or the World Cup. I'd rather say the World Cup, but I get it.
Sure. Yeah. I feel like the World Cup's every 4 years.
So the one con I've never gone to is New York Comic Con. I do want to go one day.
Same.
I just heard it's really good. I've heard it's like a lot more about the comic book culture, but I do want to see how that is.
It'd be cool. Yeah. Absolutely.
Cool.
I do feel like we're going to transition into some of our show discussions. I don't know if you guys are going to. I know.
What's the first show you're ever going to do?
That depends if you guys want to stay. Ronan, are you?
I can stick around for X-Men 97. I can't do Super.
I could do that. For X-Men.
Let's do X-Men 97 first. I know Ronan didn't do your stream this week, so we can do that, and then if you guys have to go, you guys can go.
Because I'm simply just not caught up on my adventure. Like I'm only at 3 episodes.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm not. I've never been. sadly.
And also, quick thing, I texted it in the group chat, but Cape Crusader, episode 1, great stuff.
Just wait till the next few episodes drop. That's on Wednesday.
Next week. Wait.
All right.
Oh, I wish I got that poster.
Ooh.
They both are sick. They both are sick.
I'm gonna start working on my interviews because I didn't interview the cast and the producers on the show. So hopefully,
that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Alrighty. Well, let's get into X-Men 97 episode. Is episode 6? Episode 6 of the season.
Yes.
Yeah. Only 3 left.
I'm sad. I know. I'm sad. It's almost over. We waited 2.5 years, and it's over in
just a matter of weeks.
Yeah. It's
hey, we
done.
should be getting another season within a year, though.
This is true.
Is it done? Like it's
they already said they finished it.
Done.
I also didn't see people talk about it, but at the X-Men 97 panel, I didn't go, but I heard that they just straight up announced season 4.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But people didn't really talk about that, but they did.
Yeah.
So.
4 is done, which means they'll have all of next year and the year after that. They basically have 2 years to work on season 4. And hypothetically, they'll probably get started on season 5 at that point. But that's
it's good for them to be a year ahead so that everything comes out on time.
Right.
Yeah.
Honestly, just have shows do that. Film the first couple of seasons at once.
Yeah, film
and
2 seasons.
Start. Yeah.
You
kind of can't do that for the first season of something. You don't know if it's going to be popular or if people want to see more. Well, so you kind of have to have that weird gap between 1 and 2, and then you can kind of keep going from there.
I think there's more of a gap between 2 and 3 because a lot of shows might get picked up for 2 seasons from the get-go. Like Cape Crusader and My Venture for Superman were both picked up for 2 seasons immediately.
Yeah.
Which is also weird how Cape Crusader took so long because if they knew they were making 2 seasons, I don't know why it took them so long to make the second season.
But yeah, X-Men episode 6. This is
episode?
our first normal episode in a while, probably since episode 4 of last season.
I don't know. Last week could have been kind of normal in a way.
Well, sure. I just mean an episode all in present day with all our characters kind of accounted for.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Since Shinosha, we've been over the map.
Well, yeah, these last 2 to 3 episodes felt quote unquote filler, but not bad filler, just filler to get you from point A to point B.
This was our return to status quo episode.
Yeah.
Actually, this is the first normal episode of the whole show if you count Xavier being back, right?
Because
that's true.
Since the 90s show.
It felt like these last 2 episodes have just felt like classic X-Men 90s episodes, and that's kind of what I liked about them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It just it felt like we're back to status quo. We're back to business as usual. We're back to just standard X-Men shenanigans, and that's kind of what this week felt like. Is we had somewhat like a villain of the week sort of episode. We had some good character development stuff, but also some really good world building as well. I feel like just kind of confirming some things that everybody had kind of speculated on, and just kind of saying, okay, this is where we stand right now, and this is what we kind of speculated on this going into the episode as well, that it would set up for the the final 3 episodes. So it's not necessarily the first part of the finale here this week, but it's that teaser.
It's getting there
for that 3 episode kind of finale arc.
Kind of what they did last season.
That were exactly. So we're leading into that finale arc, and it seems like a lot of our theories and speculation are gonna start coming true here soon.
Yeah. And if our theory about Xavier and Magneto are correct and where that's going, set up here. There are lines said. I'm like, what do you mean by that? What do you mean, Xavier?
Yeah.
Where is this going?
Yeah. Very interesting choice of words here, Professor.
Ronan, you usually do your streams on Thursday. You had to miss it this week. How did you feel about episode 6?
It's either my second favorite or my favorite episode of the season this far. And I'm a Wolverine guy, and so I'm just to let you know about that. I adore this episode. My favorite run of the X-Men is Astonishing X-Men. It's the one that Joss Whedon wrote, John drew, and there is a lot of references from that run. And this one, there's the opening with the school, and how the Sentinels thing. Then oh my god, they're in the danger room, and then Polaris walks in. That is right out of Astonishing.
Yes. I just love seeing more Polaris.
Yeah, I love that it was a character episode, and yet it was thematic about what's happening. You see how she is working with the police, if you will, the mutant police, and how that is battling with her dynamics and stuff. And we get a Reverend Stryker reference, not General Stryker, Reverend Stryker from the comics, which is a God loves, man kills reference, and how that shifted. And I love how the episode dealt with. It was all personal stuff, thematic, and then all the way by the plot. There's Danger Room went sentient, and I was so happy for the actress Ravasa, I think is her name is. I could be wrong, but she's a paisana, and I'm just so happy that she got to highlight so much of what the character's been through and what she's feeling, and especially when talking about Eric Magneto, and be like, we all know that who your father is and whatnot. She's like, he's not my father, and I love the moment with her and Charles be like, he may be my father, but we may be blood, but he's not my father. You were the one who raised me. You're the one who and be like, wow, even the dynamic. And dude, Charles going through effed up therapy with the Danger Room, like that was just mind-bending to me. I adored it. And I love what it explored.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, Polaris has been from afar one of my favorite X-Men adjacent kind of characters. I don't know how many people here watched it, but back in the day, Gifted was probably one of my favorite X-Men shows ever made.
So underrated.
It is very criminally underrated.
So good. Such a good show. And so I've always secretly kind of liked that character from that point onward. And then Wolverine and the X-Men, she had a very prevalent role in that show, and I think they're using her very well. It seemed, I don't know, I can't read. I don't know if she's sticking around or not, but the implication was she's kind of part of the crew now. She's kind of part of the group.
She's almost going to be kind of like your Magneto replacement, I guess, for now.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. She's a very cool character. She's a very powerful character. I think it was a very nice way to address the giant elephant Magneto-sized hole in the room, if you will.
Yeah. And I'll be very interested to see, too, if they lean into, okay, what will her reaction be if we see your theory of this kind of merger between Professor X and Magneto come to pass. And the fact that she obviously respects and, I guess idolizes Xavier and, looks up to him as a mentor, as, I guess kind of like that father figure that Magneto never was.
Yeah. Her real father and then her adopted father.
Exactly. And then now learning more about her biological father, seeing that maybe he wasn't such a bad guy after all, especially at the very end there. Now, how does she react if there is this kind of psychic merger of the two of them? And how does that affect her viewpoint on everything?
Makes sense, yeah.
That'll be interesting.
Or does that lead her to maybe falling to, becoming a henchman of Apocalypse to try to get her father back?
That would be interesting.
We did see the Brotherhood of Evil, right? Is teased for season 4. His children are sometimes involved in those sorts of groups. I know typically it's more so Wanda and Pietro, but I feel like
they could write it differently.
Yeah,
I still would love to see Polaris interact with Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. That would be so cool.
I don't think she ever did in the original series.
This is the medium to do it in, right?
Yeah,
for sure.
The whole family. Yeah. They did the thing. Rogue is not going to be happy. I want to address Rogue really quickly before even getting into that.
Yeah,
I did think it was very funny they don't address the Rogue of it all. I understand she chose Gambit and that was her choice and it was the right choice, but he still died. I was expecting at least a line of I'm sad that Magneto is dead or something. But they completely.
She was
they go over
she existed in the episode, but she wasn't really in the episode.
Not particularly.
Which was interesting, yeah.
This is something, and this isn't a problem. I think they managed it well this week, but this is something that I think they have to watch for. Because a lot of shows that we watch have fallen into this pit.
Character bloat.
Where when you introduce so many characters, other characters get left behind. And that happened this week. Where, again, it wasn't a problem this week. Not a problem this week. But I'm just saying watch out for it. Because it could. where I'm like, wait, where's Logan? Where's Rogue? Where's where's some of these other characters? And I'm like, they're just not here right now. It's fine.
Yeah, there's just not enough room for everybody.
Sure. And this season, I guess the show as a whole, like I think that's also something interesting about the show is like the original show and like one of their downfalls is that you can never deviate from what's in the intro too much. It's like who's in the intro is our team and we can never change it because kids expect that.
Right.
Now they can be like, well, we're adding Magneto to the roster and we're adding Bishop and we're adding Forge and we're adding Polaris and we're adding Nightcrawler. And I love that. That's so sick. That's what I wanted in the original show. But when you add and you don't necessarily get rid of some of the others, not that I want them to do. I love these guys. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But you can run into the issue where it's like, shit. All right, how do we manage the 20 characters we have in our roster right now?
And I think they've actually kind of done a good job with that this season, is you have episodes dedicated to either specific teams or specific groups of characters on a given team. Like we had our future team episode, we had our past team episode, we had our present day team with the X-Force, we had, Logan going on his little side quest. So I almost, going into this episode, I don't feel as bad that we didn't focus on any of those characters because they kind of already had their chance to shine. We really kind of know where they are. But these characters that we focused on in this week's episode, that being, of course, Polaris coming back to the X-Men, focusing on, where Charles is post Magneto's death, that sort of thing. We focused on the integral characters for the given story of the week. And then next week we get to focus on an entirely new group of characters, I'm sure. And again, that is the beauty of a show like this, where you kind of have that animation budget to be able to go with doing more than just a set group of characters. Because like you said, the original show, what's in the intro is what's in the show, because that's kind of what you have animated, right? That's why characters used to not change outfits and things like that. They were the same every single time for simplicity's sake. But now I saw somebody mention about the black suits. Yeah, Harrison. You get the beauty of things like this, where you can change costumes mid-season. You can do different outfits. You can introduce or bring back characters that were there for 1 or 2 episodes, and now they can have a larger presence going into the final few episodes. Yeah, exactly. So I think having that freedom of just choice with this show is one of the strongest points that was, I think, very much so showcased this week during the episode.
I agree.
I think one of the questionable points is when a show like this expands on characters and you're trying to make sure everybody gets a moment to be expressive and highlight them. Don't start cutting out episodes. This season only 9 episodes. Last season was 10 episodes.
I know.
Yes, that is true.
It should have been added more. That way, okay.
I think
I would like a 10 episode season.
I would like 10 to 12.
Okay,
that's my ideal.
And then you can have filler. Like, I think this show works well with filler. And I know it pisses people off because there is no blah, blah, blah. It's
which is so funny because we're about to say the exact opposite about My Adventures with Superman.
Sure. I know, but I think this show, like, it's like foundationally built on the idea of filler and like these episodes that just kind of play on their own.
It's that big. There's literally a comic book issue of the X-Men where all they're doing is playing basketball in the school. Like, there's an episode, there's an issue. One of my favorite stories. It's literally everybody is out shopping for holiday stuff. Cyclops is on the press tour or whatever, and they leave Kitty Pryde in the house by herself. And oh, by the way, there's a Brood in the house, and like, how does she deal with an alien in the house and all that stuff? And it's really one issue, and it's like you could do that with a team like this, especially with the tapestry of characters they got around it.
And and I think this show does it well too. I think it does it in a way that any good show deals with filler. It's like they're not really filler. It's developing these characters in ways we haven't seen before. Like people called the Logan episode filler. It's like, no, we did massive character work for both Logan and Morph that will carry over, I assume, into the rest of this season and onward. That's not necessarily filler. It's just not progressing the main plot point at that particular time.
Yeah, and I think people throw that term out so much, and not all filler is bad filler, and not all things that people are considering to be filler are the
Are actually
textbook
filler.
definition of filler, right? You can't just say because something doesn't pertain to the main plots 99% of the time that it's filler, right?
Well, yeah, like the Wolverine episode that just came out last week of X-Men 97. That's not filler.
No, not at all.
No.
Not at all.
I would
There
say
are people
maybe
call it filler.
maybe the Jubilee episode from season 1, right? You
Sure.
could
No, but
consider
even
that
then, like,
filler.
the
But
second half of
there's
that episode-
character development.
Yeah.
Right. Well, because technically they are 2 separate episodes.
Yeah, but
like,
it's
you know.
processed of one.
It is, yes, it is. Yeah, it's uploaded as one episode, but like something like that, you could consider that first half to be quote unquote.
But if a character grows and that's important to their character future,
that's not filler.
Yes,
Yeah.
then that's not filler, and especially too when you have a not post credit scene but a end scene like you do at the end of this one, it is required viewing, right?
Yeah,
and again, you could also too. I like to think of filler as could I remove this episode from the season and would it still make sense and have the same meaning? Again, I'm not hating on it. I'm not, trashing on it, but My Adventures with Superman this season. There are a few episodes that I could literally pluck out of the season, throw somewhere else,
but you can
and
still
it doesn't change the end point of which the season is going for. Or like those filler episodes of Flash and Arrow and stuff back in the day. But here now,
but there's
X-Men, like you can't miss these episodes, right?
Yeah, like there could also just be like I haven't seen My Adventures, but from what I haven't heard amazing things or bad things from this season. I've just kind of heard nothing from like the rest of the season.
Yeah.
I think another thing that has to be taken into consideration is like the episode count too. It's like when you have like an 8-episode season,
Nothing
don't always
can be
want
filler.
Why do you
right?
want filler? The problem with Flash's final season.
Go back to like Lost, like some of my favorite episodes. Like
my
my all-time favorite episode of Lost is people like them pushing a van down a hill and then.
Oh, that's a great episode.
Favorite episode of the whole show. It's so good. It's so peak. But they could get away with that because they had 24 episod seasons.
Exactly.
They could do that.
In a similar context, so I haven't actually talked to you guys about this, but I finished Avatar: The Last Airbender last week.
Yes.
And first of all, loved it. But that show got so much random filler, specifically in season 1, but it's good filler. It's awesome
the best
filler.
kind of filler. Yeah.
It's fun filler. And then I also got to see the movie at Comic-Con, so I felt really rewarded with that
live
show.
with like everyone there.
Yeah, I saw it live with an audience.
Nice.
It was awesome. It was awesome. That movie should be in theaters.
It should. We'll have to talk about Seven Havens when that comes out.
I would love to. Yes.
Very excited for that show.
But yeah, back to this. Avatar just had good filler. But it had 20 episodes to be able to do that filler.
Yes. Yes.
Like X-Men 97, I don't think have enough time to do that filler if they wanted to do filler.
Sure.
Which is a shame because it's good filler.
We had Danger this week, which Taz, I teased Danger to you early on in the season. I was like, "Do you know Danger?" And he's like, "No, I do not know Danger."
No.
And I was like, I'm gonna keep that to you.
Now I do.
I did like the Breaking Bad reference. That was very funny. The like, I am the danger.
I know that was funny.
I know some people are upset by the Danger and how they used her. Them, I don't know their pronouns. But I know Danger's a big X-Men. Like I know some people were like they should have been the main villain of a season. And once I heard that, I was like, okay, that's fair. I understand that. Maybe we could bring them back at a later point. Like there's nothing to say necessarily we can't reintroduce that plot line at a later like they want to do 10 seasons of this. So there's something saying they're like, okay, we're gonna introduce them here. They die for now, and then we get to I don't know, like there's I think with like
I feel kind of like Terminator Skynet-ish to me.
Sure.
Yeah.
I feel with these AI villains, it's very easy to be like, they just re-uploaded their consciousness.
Or like an Ultron.
I mean, you could literally do as like antagonists or villains for a season. You could do Danger in the first half, and you see that effect that Danger has on the world and on mutants, and you bring in X Factor and be like, oh my gosh, there was such paranoia that the X Factor had to come up, and now it's like X Factor versus X-Force versus the X-Men. And what does that mean about this? You could deal with just two villains in a season and be like, all right, that should be a complimentary thing instead of just Apocalypse roaming around.
But I thought as like an episode itself, I thought they were a very fun villain,
I thought they were very good,
very entertaining, very powerful. Again, very Ultron coded. Which I know I don't know. We're leading to the X. Like, you know, we have a bunch of Avengers rolling around. Let's do a season where they isn't there a thing where like they get married or something, or like they team up or something.
Sure.
Do that shit. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. My only complaint about the show, I wish there were more episodes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Longer
And that's a good complaint to have, right? It is if you leave the show enjoying it and just wanting more, or you leave a game enjoying it and wanting more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. That what more can you ask for?
Yeah. I just finished the James Bond game last week, and that's exactly how I felt.
Really?
I want more of that. Yeah.
I've got to go back and finish it. I've gotten so distracted with other games. I've gotten caught up now in Black Flag and Halo.
I have a few games. I'm trying to finish.
All that.
I'm trying to finish all my games before this game comes out.
Okay.
Because I want to jam the hell out of this game. So
yeah.
I guess this is a question for you, Ronan, because I know you're more of a comics guy than myself. I'm not sure about you, Ben. I didn't quite get the what is it? The X. What's it called? The
Danger.exe?
No. The X Corp. That's it. The idea of X Corp.
I
was like, oh, that's cool.
That's a good point.
What does that mean?
You're right. That's a good point.
I wasn't sure what that meant.
So
yeah, he kind of looked like Lex Luthor there.
Yeah,
I genuinely thought it was just a riff off Lex Corp. Like,
I was like, okay, we're franchising the X-Men. That's cool. What does that mean? I didn't know are we splitting everyone up into separate units? Are we? I was like, what's this about?
So as far as I know, when it comes to Marvel, I didn't really grow up hearing about X Corp in the comics. But it is something that Charles did start, and I think it was during Krakoa. Comment section, let me know respectively. Let me know if I'm right or wrong. I'm pretty sure it had nothing to do with Genosha, but I think with Krakoa.
I don't think it had to do anything with Genosha
because Krakoa is an island, a live island, and I think from what I've read, because I never really read the run, but from what I heard is that this island is alive, and that's where at one point the X-Men live.
Yes,
and it's a school, but the diamond makes diamonds, and that's how they're able to fund stuff for the school. And like, you guys know how diamonds in the real world work. You know, some companies don't want to buy land and monopolize and be like, oh, this is our diamonds now. We found it, so we can sell it to the highest bidder, and that's that's how we make our money.
I think they're just using X Corp more for the name than like following that storyline.
What? How did Cooper say? For jurisdiction. Yeah. Because now there's something there, and it's like, okay, well, you can't just run your police everywhere you want. You gotta ask permission now for our nation, our sovereign nation, and like, I think that's why, like, I think Cooper was pissed off because, like, really, Charles, you want to do it this way, and I'm not surprised. Like, if Eric was still with us, and like, if Genosha didn't happen, maybe that would have happened down the line of like, no, we're gonna like, if they want, we're gonna play the capitalism game and flip it on the house. And like, oh, all right, you want jurisdiction, you want all this, then we're gonna do the same thing. Okay. And you know how that play works. We'll see.
All right. I was very I was like, because also like not everyone was in the room in their little like their new suits and the storm. I was like, I was like, wait, we have all these members now. We like splitting up the team into multiple.
I mean, hey, you know what? They could be on a side. They could already be on a mission for all you know.
Sure.
Well, that's what I love that like Storm told them like we can't go because we need the school open as a shelter for mutants, but you guys got to go. Like again, that's why I love that there's gold team and there's blue team.
Sure.
Right.
And that's another thing that they reintroduced in this episode that was very interesting, which was the school aspect of it, which, and people can correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't really a thing in the original show. I think they've retconned.
No, actually, yeah. So
it wasn't even invented yet, right? Like the movies introduced that idea, and then they implemented it in the comics. So there's almost this like, not retconning, but this like retroactive like history that this show has done to be like, this stuff wasn't invented yet, but we're implementing it as if it was always there. Which I don't mind. I
it's awesome.
They're enhancing it.
I think school stuff is awesome. Yeah.
It was a school, but it was a very, 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 very private school for only like 6 people.
Yeah, say what you want about the movies, but they really added so much X-Men lore that have just been kept, like Magneto's helmet too and stuff. Like
like Goth Rogue has been pretty normalized too. Yeah,
I kind of hope that for the MCU they do that, where it just starts off with just a small group, and it grows and it grows and it grows. Because by the time at one point in the MCU when the MCU's Charles dies, or when this person dies and whatnot, that like the torch is passed, which is why for me I was freaking out that like your new head mistress, Aurora Monroe Storm, is now she's gonna be running the school, because right now I can't do it. And I was like, that is earnest, because she was a student, she did grow up in this house, and now she gets to run it. And like
I wonder
if the MCU,
I wonder if the MCU will ever be able to do like something like that with the X-Men. Long way away. Well, like I'm predicting we'll get I'm predicting something at D23. Hopefully, I was shocked when they didn't announce anything at Comic-Con. Truthfully,
I wasn't, just because we're still in the midst of Doomsday and Spider-Man Rainy Day. That like, and not even Secret Wars coming out. That like, if we would have pulled anything X-Men out, everybody would not care as much.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how good. That's how strong the X-Men are, even in this day.
But hey, we got Ghost Rider and Black Panther, so
yeah.
Yeah, I think early 27 they might. We'll see.
Maybe next year even. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hope.
Let's see. I talked to the Danger. We talked to School. We talked X Corp. We can talk about the ending itself. I feel like this was
that beautiful man.
Not spoiled,
Return of the King.
But like the least or like the most obvious direction ever. Like it's kind of implied at the end of season 1. They're like, oh, they're bringing back Gambit back. All right.
It was, and to be fair, I had forgotten about that. So like my first thought was, are they bringing back Magneto already?
Sure. Sure. Listen, Taz, we talked about this if they should or shouldn't. I was fairly sure they were. So I think
yes.
I'm kind of like I've gone over the they shouldn't bring him back thing, because I'm like, yeah, it's Gambit. They were always going to bring, like, Gambit's always going to be one of the most iconic X-Men. He's that guy for a reason. They were always going to bring him back. But
Gambit's having a hell of a few years.
He has.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. He's made a name for himself, if you will.
He has.
But no, I'm excited to see where we take this storyline, how long we go with it, where this is going. Obviously we have 3 left of this season, so we have
that's crazy to me already.
Hour and a half left to tell this story with Apocalypse and stuff. So I need them to just like pedal to the metal these next 3 episodes.
The thing is, so far I'm not enjoying the season much as I was season 1. Not to say it's a bad season. It's an amazing, incredible season. But it doesn't. By this point in season 1, I felt like I had personally more direction with only 3 episodes left.
I would agree with that. I think I kind of went into the season though, telling myself it wasn't going to be season 1, because season 1 is straight up one of my favorite seasons.
It's a beautifully special season. It's
piece of art.
So I've kind of was like, okay, it's not going to be season 1, and that's okay. And I think I think it's like as good as it's going to be coming off of season 1. Like I think it's very like a good. 9 for me.
Well, yeah, I think I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 realistically. It's like that Magneto episode is such a good episode.
Yeah.
Like a top 3 in the series for me.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Yeah. And then I will say I do think the final 3 will be a make or break for me if it can keep that 9.
I do wish there were more direction. As I said, in the first season, when you got to the final 3, you knew where it was going. You knew kind of like what was happening and stuff. For this, it's going to be apocalypse and stuff, but you really like they could time travel. We don't know.
Yeah, they're going. I think it's a very interesting template this season, because it's like, okay, we're here, and then we're here, and then we're here.
It's I call these types even scatter plots.
Yes. And so, yeah, I think it's down to this episode and these final 3 to like center the season. And I think if they nail these final 3, then I'm like, okay, yeah, this is brilliant, fantastic. If it's not, then we can have that conversation of it. If it fell off,
and then,
whatever.
And then we get to worry about season 3 with the showrunner from What If.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. To be fair, if X-Men 97 season 3 is amazing, I'm gonna say what the fuck happened with What If.
I think What If also just probably had a lot of parent control, because we're dealing with like all these bigger characters and stuff.
I think every season of What If just got progressively worse and significantly worse than the previous.
Yeah, season. I'm hoping What If was a fluke.
It's the only bad Marvel animated Disney Buff show for me, I think.
Mm-hmm. I also think they know how important the show is. Like, I think, like, even going in, they're like, don't fuck up the most iconic Marvel show ever made. Like, people will burn our houses to the ground. So I think they knew going in, make sure it's a great show. first and foremost.
That's true.
And everyone loves it.
I will say this. So I forgot to mention, I was able to meet the second time I met him. I met Cal Dodd the other day at San Diego Comic Con.
Yes.
And he's really excited for season 3. I talked to him about it. He can't say shit, but he's really excited for season 3.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see.
I'm psyched.
Yeah.
I'm too.
I'm very interested to see how people are gonna feel about the ending.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting You're sitting
I've
here
been quiet.
being like
I've been quiet. That's why I'm like, oh
You're
shit.
like, I know something you don't know.
I always forget you're hiding a little dirty secret.
Yeah. And you're probably gonna yell at me at the end and be like, "What the fuck, Ronan?" I'm just like, "What do you want me to do?" Yeah.
Shake your head, yes or no, if Jonathan Majors shows up at the end of the season.
We shall see.
Oh, confirmed.
Does he say it's Kangin time?
Does someone go up someone's butthole at the end of the season?
Recommend 97 does that, I swear.
Cannot confirm nor deny that.
I mean,
Gotcha.
Morph, man, he can change his size. Like, I feel like we can recreate the. He can turn into Ant-Man. Like, we just have him go up.
Ants that beat
Apocalypse.
Kang.
Good with his very inconsistent power scale.
Oh yeah, for sure. Mr. Fantastic this week. We had a little like Mr.
Yeah, so
Fantastic.
that was a fun little scene in the background.
That was great. That was fantastic.
Say that
We
again.
also had. We also had. I don't know. Maybe this is just me. I felt like we had an Infinity War reference when Danger's like, you should have went for the head, and then we see an axe being thrown.
Yes.
I was like, oh, that's
probably,
clearly an Infinity War Thor reference.
Yeah,
this
for
show
real.
likes referencing the Marvel. It likes referencing any type of Marvel it can get its hands onto.
Also, I did like Bishop and Polaris' dynamic.
Yes,
I thought it was
Bishop's fun.
Bishop
Bishop's
was fun.
great.
I love having Bishop around this season. You're just fun.
Well, what was the line from him that was like, the streets were my danger room or something? I thought that was
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You did say that.
yeah.
From where I'm from, if you don't shoot first, you fail, or whatever he said.
Yeah. No, he's great. And like this episode,
that group of kids are just pricks, and I was like, I love that. Like eventually, the school needs to have like some teens that are like, oh, these kids are annoying, but we got to do the right thing.
Agreed. Yeah.
I think this episode showed me that like, and I don't want this to happen necessarily, but like we talked about a couple weeks ago, how like if you wanted to, they want the show to go on for 10 seasons. You can have a rotating cast of characters if you wanted to.
You
If you're
could,
like, hey, yeah, like if you're done with like Rogue and like those kind of characters, you can be like,
retire them, use them again, like
Polaris and like all these like other.
Also, I also
cast.
just love a good rotating show. Like for superhero show, the only other show I can think of that did it were probably Young Justice or Legends of Tomorrow. But they both did a good rotating cast. If you need to rotate.
Yeah.
For a while,
well, I mean,
like,
kind of Justice League Unlimited.
In a way, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Like you still had your core characters, but the supporting Justice League
The Question,
quite a bit.
Huntress, Black Canary, Green Arrow, Vigilante, the Night King or whatever his name is. Yeah.
Elongated Man, I think was also just a few episodes like.
Yeah. But yeah, I think in terms of X-Men, I think that's kind of we've hit all the main bullet points. Obviously, I'm not trying to push you guys out, but I think we are going to slowly transition into our next show.
So enjoy my adventures. I've heard episode 5 is amazing, and that's about it.
Okay, all right.
One day I'll try it, and I'll let you know when I do try it.
Well, let's do shout outs for both of you really quickly. For you guys can get some beauty sleep because you guys have had one heck of a week.
During this call, I've noticed I'm sick, so I'm gonna go to bed.
Good, yes. You get some sleep, man. You have anything that you want to shout out?
Just shake if you want. Follow me on Instagram or Twitter or Letterboxd. It's just Ben Tess with 5 S's. Or serialized. I'm gonna be watching Korra this week.
Oh, nice. Good luck.
So, yeah.
Okay, here's what I'll say. I'm gonna say this. I love Korra. I've also just started to like rewatch it, so I'll be curious to hear your thoughts.
Sure.
Not Avatar. It's not Avatar.
I have heard season 3 is the closest it gets.
It's really good, and like I'm not even talking about like quality wise. Like I think Korra is really good, but go into it knowing it's a different show, it's a different style, it's a different tone, and I think you'll have.
I agree. I know, and I want to watch Seven Havens live when that comes out. I know that's pretty much picks up like after Korra and all that and such.
Mm-hmm.
I also know that people hate Korra as a character.
I think that's kind of the thing is like people was like, this isn't the thing I love, so it's bad.
Yeah.
And there are some issues with the show for sure, but like it being different is why it's so good in my opinion.
Sure, yeah, no, I get you, but yeah, so that's my plan. If you want to see me on Serial Live, see what I think of that.
Alrighty, man. Ronin coming off of the con, posting a lot of post-con content. You were in Hall H when it happened. Anything you want to shout out, promo?
Yeah, just go watch every short and video that I'm going to be uploading concerning San Diego Comic-Con. I'm still covering X-Men 97. Hopefully, if I have the time, I'll do Cape Crusader Season 2, which will drop in a few days. I got interviews coming out, and then somehow in the middle, I'm going to watch Spider-Man Brand New Day. What else? Trying to catch some sleep, if you will. But yeah, just be on the lookout. I'm going to be dumping a lot of stuff for the next few weeks, and hopefully things can even out as well. And I'm also watching the Ghost in the Shell new anime and another anime called Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You, which you should be looking into.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us and telling us your tales of San Diego.
Hey, we hope to see you next year.
Yes, next year.
Next year, bro. We'd love to meet you IRL.
That town's going to flip out when we get there. All right, boys. Take care of yourselves.
So much for joining us.
Thanks for being here, guys.
Bye. Whose clock is that?
I think that's Ben, right?
Big Ben?
Yeah. There you go.
It's so funny. I love that. I think it is Ben actually because I think I remember him doing that before. Very fun. I'm glad we got to do a proper actual recap of people that were there. I was not expecting people from the con itself. So that
was good. It felt like we didn't even have to go. It felt like we were there without even being there, right?
Yeah. No, I like I said during their talk, I've never felt more parasocial. I kept having to remind myself I wasn't there. Like I would see their photos and I would like retweet them. And like, it was good seeing them. I'm like, no, it wasn't. You weren't there. You weren't. You didn't take the photo with them, you dummy.
He could have just been like, I was the one who took the photo.
Yeah, I was.
You just didn't see me. I just took all the photos, right?
Next year, gotta make it happen. We'll make it work. All right. Well, let's transition into our last topic of the night.
Last show, best show.
Well, we'll see.
I'll be the judge of that one.
I did not hate this episode. I think in terms of the 3 episodes that were more fun, this was my favorite of my least favorite, if that makes sense.
Yes, it's the favorite fun kind of, again, not to use the filler episode term, but the fun one-off episode. How about that?
Yeah.
Let's call it a one-off.
I wouldn't say this was filler per se. I think it definitely, we're teasing things, we're building things up. It's a good, like, hey, let's check on the mental status of these characters and where we're leading. And, same could be said for last week with Clark and stuff like that, too.
Yeah.
But yeah, this show, I think this episode did probably cement this as my least favorite season. Not because it's bad. I don't think it's a bad season. I'm not like, fuck this show, I'm done watching. It's always like across the board, at least like a 6, or I'm gonna say a 7. I think it's always across the board, like it's good, like these are solid, but like not like this blew my mind like the last Mixie episodes did, because I love the last Mixie episode. The one season 1 is probably one of my favorite episodes.
It was a very good episode, yeah.
What did you feel? How did you feel? Are we liking the vibe of the season?
So I think this was, we've seen a couple people even say it in chat. I just see most recently Harrison said
beach episode.
It's a very, beach episode, but it is like a very, very heavy anime, like, and anime art style inspired episode as well. Like it's,
you mean when he's in his like robo, like
like the flame bird suit and stuff like that. Yeah, so it was, again, it's like it's an inoffensive episode, right? So they go on this little kind of self-discovery side quest because Mixie and his thought to be ex-wife actually still current wife or doing some sort of like weird game show, date night, whatever. Go through all these challenges, unlock these keys. It's like a cosmic game of Wipeout or something, right?
Did you watch, really quickly, did you watch Supergirl Season 6?
Yeah.
Did you get to that season?
Yeah.
I got a little PTSD because we did it was like a female Mixie that was like married to Lex Luthor, and I got like,
yeah, you're right.
This is too close. I was like, no, I don't.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't like that.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, you're right. That is true. Oh yeah. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Okay. I forgot that existed. I really did.
I don't like season 6.
I forgot that character existed. Yeah.
I try and block out season 6 if I can. Yeah. But yeah, it's very, you got some like Contest of Champions stuff in there too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Got some twists and turns. It's like, this is what you think it is, and then like halfway through they're like, oh, no, it's a big twist, and then they're like, no, you're wrong, it's actually this twist instead. I'm like,
yeah,
all right, we're changing it for a third time. I like the kind of center stone of it though, where it's like, actually the trick to this is like believing in yourself and not accepting what the future is telling you is coming, and the champions they have to fight against are just like I think they're supposed to be alternate versions of them.
Yes, it's kind of mirror images of themselves, or kind of like not darkest timeline versions, but this is what they become if they continue down the path that they're currently going on.
It feels very alternate future.
Yes. Yeah.
Which I did like the twist, because at first I was like, why'd they get Lex instead of Superman?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, it's because that one's dead. I'm like, okay, that's fair. But you could have just picked another universe. I was
right,
like,
but it wouldn't have made as much sense though, because right, yeah, it wouldn't have made as much sense as because you needed a version of those characters with a dead Clark, because he lost his powers, because that's what our Clark was going through, this, that, and the other. However, that doesn't make sense, because when Mixie pulled them through initially, he thought Clark still had his powers.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's an interesting...
There are some,
yeah.
This show sometimes has at least for me as an audience, because I am spoiled and I like cool things, sometimes is at a disadvantage that it's set in the DC world, because you have to accept, hey, they're not doing that stuff, right? They're not doing the coolest thing you can imagine in your mind, because I'm like, okay, you're pulling in the best champions in the galaxy. Where's Batman? Where's Green Lantern? Where's Wonder Woman? It's like, no, we're getting 2 Jimmy Flamebirds. I'm like, why? Get the coolest heroes,
right?
It's like, okay, that version of him is dead, so they can't get Superman. Pick another Superman. Go get Tom Welling Superman. Go get obviously they're not going to do that, right? That's not what the point of the show is. It's supposed to be a introspective,
more self-contained,
But with it being the DC universe at large, I'm like, no, go get it. It's like the same thing that Crisis did, where it's like all the Paragons happen to be the characters we've been following. Where it's like, that's bullshit. Go get Kevin Conroy's Batman. Like, this is stupid.
Right. Yeah, it's like you kind of have to jump over some logical hoops and just suspend the disbelief just to be in the just to have the plot go the way that it needs to go for the actual episode to exist.
Again, not a criticism. Obviously they had this is the story they're telling. It's just where my brain goes when we tell these kind of stories. It's like the same thing where anytime Oliver had any issue, I'm like, call Barry, you idiot. He's right across the street. But they're not going to do that because they have a story they need to tell with Oliver that isn't a crossover event. That's how these shows work. That's how this operates. But no, I mean, Mixie's fun. I was wrong. I thought this episode was going to end with Mixie giving him his powers
giving Clark
back.
His powers
I
back,
was like, can't you do that? I was like, do you have...
Yeah, I thought he was going to be like, oh, you don't have your powers? Let me fix that real quick.
Yeah,
boom,
I was
you're
like,
good.
Why? I don't know. Okay, actually, real question. Are Mixies multiversal beings, or are they just planetary.
It's they're interdimensional beings, but to me that means that there's one of them that exists across the entire multiverse that can freely go between the universes, but they're a singular constant character or a
then I guess I take back everything
being.
I just said then. Like I take back what I said about like the old, like, you know, you can't get Tom Welling because that's a different multiversal version of him, I guess, right?
No, I'm saying like so he can travel the multiverse, but it's not like there's a I guess no, then that's kind of technically not correct either because there's a a Mixie in all of the in the Arrowverse universe, and there's so I guess then they are then tied
because
to the
we saw in season 1 he was like turning Clark into all the different versions of him, and we saw
so there is multiverse
version.
Yeah, I don't know. The powers are.
Don't think about
it. It can go either way. Yeah, exactly. Sure, exactly. Okay. Again, it's Saturday morning cartoon. Don't think about it. Exactly.
Yes, okay. Yeah. No, it's fun. I think my favorite Lois episode of the season probably. I liked her like introspective stuff, like when she's talking to the other Lois, and it's like, oh yeah, well you have a strict dad, and you fell in love with the super guy, and all this stuff, and it mirrors her exactly, and kind of her fears. I actually think it's a really good. I think where they've taken Lois ultimately, even though I had my nitpicks with her this season, the ultimate story of like someone that's afraid of the future, and then it's like, no, actually things are going to be okay, and then the future coming in and be like, nah, he's going to die, and things get lost, and you turned into a it's like, oh, you were potentially valid in fearing the future and what's to come, which is very interesting. I like Kara this week as well. Kara's great. Kara's my MVP this season, when she like saves her alternate universe and pulls her up. It's like, no, that's what we're here for, man. Like that's what we're doing here. And then her doubting, like seeing the alternate version of herself, and like, is that what I'm going to be? Is that who I'm supposed to be? She's had this arc this season about not knowing who she is. So I think literally showing,
and then for her to finally, and then her to finally be the one that like sees through the game as well, and like breaks them out at the end. But then also too, like Clark being the one to save the day without powers by understanding what game Mixie's playing, and run out the timer basically, and get them sent back to their universe. No harm, no foul kind of thing. I did think it was kind of funny and very paint by numbers formulaic in the fact that they got teleported away and then they got plopped right back to where they were exactly. No time passed. So this was my example of you could pull out the episode and it doesn't necessarily yes, we got some character development stuff, but it's gonna continue on obviously into the next episode. You could technically completely eliminate that episode and you wouldn't change a whole lot. Sure.
Yeah, I get that to an extent. I think it does some good character work, but it does lean more on the filler end than the not filler end.
Yeah.
I also just have to commend them for doing the thing I asked. Is I didn't want Clark to get his powers immediately. I was very proud of. I'm proud of them for. This is now the second episode he has not had his powers in a show that's called My Adventures with Superman. It's a gamble, but I think they've done a very good job at it. I imagine next week is probably going to be the week. What, this was 6? Was this 6 or 7? God damn it.
Yeah, I know. I think it might have been 7.
Is this 7? That's the third time I said that this episode. God damn it. So what, 8, 9, 10? 3 more?
Yeah, 8, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. No, I think that's going to work out. I think that's going to be next week be the one he gets it back, and then the final 2, it's full unbridled Superman and whatever storyline we're doing right now. The episode did end with. I didn't even look into this. I don't know if anyone has said anything about it. I haven't seen promos for next week. Came back with John, right? John's back, and another Kryptonian.
Another
figure.
Kryptonian. Yeah.
Is it
a sister? Is it a cousin? Is it I don't know.
Has there ever been a daughter of Superman? I know there's like 3 sons.
I heard somebody say like, what is it, Laura Lane or something?
Because I don't know the. I only know kind of what's presented to me in these shows and movies for the most part, outside of small things. I'm like,
okay, Injustice, Laura Lane Kent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It definitely feels like it's pulling from like a Flash,
okay,
like Tornado Twins sort of
yes.
idea.
So yeah, they basically could be doing a Tornado Twins, or the other theory as well is you've got Jonathan Kent, and then maybe you have the daughter of Kara and Jimmy potentially. That might be an interesting direction to go.
You said what? Laura Lane?
Yeah.
Lara?
Yeah. And that is a Injustice character that I'm seeing.
Oh. That'd be an interesting. Oh, she kind of looks like Supergirl a little bit. Like she looks like
yes,
Sasha Calle a little bit.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, with the darker hair and everything. Yes. Yeah.
Oh. Interesting. Sometimes listen, I try and stay like culturally relevant with these characters, but sometimes though, like a show will
there's so much stuff.
Like,
well, there's so many things. Yeah.
My complete blind spot. Just like I know. Also, I could see this. I've been saying this all season, but like elements of this season has really gave me Arrowverse flashbacks. This could bring us right back to Superman and Lois, having Superman and Lois with 2 children that are twins.
Yes. Yep, that's exactly it. But
Darren, pull up.
I don't know. Like I think
Super Twins. Okay, I hear you. Super Twins. Okay. I don't think this is what you wanted me to pull up. This looks like a bad TV show. I'll type in Super Twins DC Comics, but this is what popped up.
Oh, yeah,
this
no.
cannot be it.
I don't think so. I'm seeing Tornado Twins. I'm seeing, okay.
DC, oh wait.
Super Twins Prime Earth DC. Otho and Osel Raw.
Okay. That looks more than what we're looking for.
Yep, that's what I found. Yeah.
Okay.
Potentially.
Yeah, we'll see.
Or they do, or they kind of put a spin on Wonder Twins.
Oh, that's the,
who knows?
The chimp.
Yeah,
that's Wonder Twins. Okay, yeah, that's
yes.
Wonder Twins. I mean, listen, haven't they said a couple times this season? I'm like, hey, we could do like a Legion of Superheroes spin-off.
We have said like, Legion of Superheroes. Yes.
Building out a cast of future characters. Maybe.
Which is why also too, again, like yes, they could go the twins route, but I also think there's a possibility that it could be a child of Superman and a child of Supergirl as well. Like you have Clark and Lois's son, and then Jimmy and Kara's daughter. That might be a route that they're willing to take.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Cameron. Thank you. That's very sweet. I should also say, I feel like it's worth mentioning, they did have a panel at Comic-Con.
Okay.
And they had said there are 0 updates on a potential for season 4. They have not made up their mind yet about a 4th season, which kind of burst my bubble a little bit because I was like, guys, don't worry. They're obviously going to wait to announce it at Comic-Con, and that's why they're doing a panel.
Yeah, it's a little scary, which means like people haven't really been talking about it this season either, which kind of... I mean,
it's doing... I mean, here's the thing. It's doing well for Adult Swim, right? It's like... It's their #1 show, I think, on Adult Swim that isn't, like, Rick and Morty, which... It's Rick and Morty, right? It's one of their more... Of course. Like, and I think it does well on Max. You know, it's not getting the, like, conversation, but I think people are watching, and I think it's having, like, it's doing well on the streaming apps and stuff like that. So, like... I feel like I don't see. I know people were talking about how like they're gonna pull a Superman and Lois. I don't think James Gunn has any problem with this airing. If it was live action, it might be a different story, but this is an animated show on adult. I don't think he gives a shit.
It's an animated show on Adult Swim that can't be that expensive to make.
It seems pretty cheap. Yeah. Outside of maybe Jack Quaid, but even then, I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's okay outside of like censorship issues and like they can't have this on with us. I don't think that will be an issue. But I don't know.
And the fact too that they're trying to expand the universe with the My Adventures with Green Lantern. Yeah. Like maybe we wait until that show comes out and they see what the reception is, and then they can decide, do they want to then combine ideas into one show, or can they have both shows running simultaneously? And didn't they say that there was another show in the My Adventures universe that they wanted to do outside of that as well? I feel like I remember a third like unannounced project.
I think it's just us like they should do this and they should do this, which I love, of course, but like I don't know, we'll see. I don't know. I feel like they should just let them cook. Ideally, what would be great is like, okay, you have My Adventures with Green Lantern coming out next year. You can be working on the seasons right now, like greenlight it for seasons.
Yeah.
What is it? 5 and
I mean, do what 4 and 5. Do what X-Men is doing. Yes, give us seasons or at least alternate year over year. Is like we get a Green Lantern season next season or next Green Lantern next year, and then another Superman season the following year, and alternate back and forth.
Yep.
Or ideally, of course, both seasons in the same year, but that would be a lot.
No, I think that works, and I think a lot of people are doing that now. They'll greenlight another show for almost that exact idea. So it's like, okay, when you don't have it this season, you have it this season. Game of Thrones is doing that right now. I mean, the MCU kind of does that, and like The Boys does that, and like I think it's a really good strategy.
I do too.
I don't know. But that's all I have on this show. Again,
nothing crazy. Yeah, not a super big episode.
I'm excited for next week. Again, people who saw episode 8 at Comic-Con apparently said it's insane, one of the best episodes of the show. So I hope they can kind of redeem it after. Again, I haven't hated them. I'm not trying to, they're fine. They're okay. They're episodes. So I'm excited for that. If we want to do some shout outs, Taz, thank you y'all for watching, obviously, as we start to wrap up the stream. Taz, are you working on anything? You got anything in the pipeline, if you will?
Yeah, like I said, like I've been saying kind of the last couple weeks, has been making my way through Black Flag Resynced, been playing a lot of Halo Campaign Evolved as well, so trying to get some thoughts together, gather some gameplay and stuff. Again, nothing that I'm in a super big rush to get out, but I do want to maybe make a couple of, again, higher production value videos for both of those. So yeah, excited for that, and obviously be back here same time next week, and Darren and I maybe might try to do something for Spider-Man over the next couple weeks as well. I'm gonna go see that on Friday. You're seeing it Thursday? Yeah,
it's a great time to pull this up. Yeah, apparently there are some spoilers.
Oh, of course.
Tonight was the premiere, so
tonight's the night.
Tonight's the night. So if honestly, everyone right now go on Twitter and just mute the word Spider-Man and Brand New Day, and you know what? For like shits and giggles, mute Jean Grey for the next.
Yeah, really.
Just in case.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of which, pipeline this week. It'll be a bit later this week, just due to scheduling stuff. We're gonna have the Spider-Man episode this week opposed to next week, so that will be out Sunday, hopefully. Listen, I'm in full hype mode for Spider-Man. I'm really excited to sit down and watch the movie, and then also talk about the movie. And it's gonna be a fun week. I'll probably be everywhere next week, guys. Usually when it's MCU, big Marvel or DC movies, I'm on all the channels. I'll probably be on some sort of council for it. I'll probably be on some sort of I think Alan talked about maybe doing something on his thing, so nice. Stay tuned for that.
Very cool.
We'll be wrapping up Life is Strange Before the Storm this weekend. Episode 4, the bonus episode, we will be wrapping that up then. Michael, thanks for joining, man. We're about to wrap up the stream, but it's great to see you here, man. And then, yeah, I feel like there's something else I'm forgetting, but it's okay. pipeline. Oh, next week for After the Credits will be the same. That time we'll have X-Men 97, My Adventure Superman, and I got to talk to the rest of the guys, but
Cape Crusader
season 2. We'll have to see how everyone is in terms of watching the episodes and stuff, but the plan.
Oh, they're dropping the whole thing though, aren't they? Oh.
So that's where I'm like, we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how much time I'm going to have to watch that this weekend, but yeah, maybe at least like general introductory thoughts, and then maybe the following week go into more spoiler talk.
Maybe we can talk about like splitting them up or something. Like we'll have that episode afterwards, and what we'll do. And just like rest of August, like it's been a really calm summer, I think, for shows. And as of August, we're about to boost up the shows. Obviously, as we wrap up Superman and X-Men, we have Batman next week. Potentially Lanterns is about 2 weeks away. I don't know who's going to talk about it with me, but Ted Lasso is about to start their new season. I'm really excited for that, so I'll probably do some sort of talking points on that show as well. And as we transition into fall, a lot of TV shows in September, October, November, so crazy rest of the year. I'm excited to get into all that stuff with you guys. And without further ado, everybody, have a great one. Catch you on the flip side.